3 phwynt yn unig sy'n gwahanu'r cyffyle blaen. Mae hon yn un o'r gemau mwyaf tymor. Croesiad cynnar nôl, cyffyrddiad arbediad gwych, ond mae'r cyfle arall am y Jordan Williams yn sgorio. O trwy coesau, kickoff, mae'n mynd i'r llaw, mae'n gic o'r smoted. Probl yn dwblu mantais y Seintiau Newydd. Mae Williams yn glir, a dyma fe'n codi'r bêl dros ben Luke Armstrong, a mae dwy wedi troi yn 2 o fewn munud. O, mae hwnna'n lower i rwydd, ac mae'n beder a Williams sydd yn ei chalu. O, dyma Jordan Williams, Williams tu fewn ar ei drod dde, mae'n ergydio, mae'n awiriad a mae'n gol. A mae'n hat-trick i Jordan Williams. Mae'n mynd am yr ergyd a mae'n sgorio. Bas yn ôl, Nadine, o, mae'n wych. Dyma wall o gosodiad crol. Seintiau 6, Penybont 2.
Mae yna dipyn o hanes a tipyn o elyniaeth wedi datblygu rhwng y ddau dîm yma erbyn hyn. A all Penybont ddychwelyd i'w gorau yn erbyn y pencampwyr prynhawn yma. Y cyfan yn fyw fan hyn ar Sgorio i gychwyn diwrnod fysi iawn o chwaraeon yma ar S4C. Y croeso mawr ato ni, ac mae fe'n braf iawn cael cwmni Owain Tudur Jones. Nawr, Owain, fel o'n i'n disgwyl, mae'r Seintiau Newydd ar ei gorau. 8 pwynt yn glir ar frig y tabl, ond mae'n stori wahanol iawn i Penybont. Mond un buddugoliaeth yn ei 7 gêm diwetha. Mae fe'n swnio'n syml, ond mae eisiau nhw ddechrau ennill gemau.
Oes, a dwi'n meddwl bod o'n profi pa mor bell mae Penybont wedi dod fel clwb dros y blynyddoedd diwetha. Bo ni yn disgwyl mwy, a bo ni yn disgwyl i weld nhw'n agosach at y Seintiau Newydd sydd ar y brig. Wan, cysondeb ydy y peth mawr sydd ar goll. Diolch yn help bod nhw wedi colli chwaraewyr gorau ym mis Ionawr. Diolch yn help bod y rheolwr ar hyn o bryd ddim ar ochr y cae oherwydd disgyblaeth. Felly mae yna nifer o bethau sydd ddim just quite yn gweithio fewn i ffafn nhw. Fydden nhw'n gobeithio just gadael i marc ar y gêm heddiw a bod y cysondeb na'n dechrau troi.
Ie, wel, newn ni sôn mwy am gêm heddi yn y man. Ond nithwr eto yn y 6 uchaf. Gêm enfawr rhwng Ceycona a Chernarfon. Nawr, nath hon orffen yn 1-1. 2 cic o'r smotyn i'r ddau dîm. Owain, be nesti o'r canlyniad yma?
Canlyniad lle mae'r ddau reolwr wedi dod allan a dweud nhw oedd yn heiddi ennill y gêm. Felly, canlyniad teg, swn i'n feddwl. Be fydd yn siomedig i Ceycona ydy o feddwl, gathen nhw hynna'n yn eitha agos at y Seintiau Newydd yn diweddar. A wedyn mae pethau wedi dechrau troi drwy ennill y gêm yna. Fysa nhw just i roi drwy, wel, mae'r cwestiwn ar y Seintiau yn arwain at heddiw, ond yn anffodus, peidio ennill, ac mae'r stori wahanol.
Ie, pwynt i Gynarfon felly yn cadw'r pwysau ar Penybont yn y trydydd safle yna. 10 pwynt nawr sydd rhwng Penybont a Ceycona yn yr ail safle yna. Ond mae yna gyfle i'r Seintiau Newydd fynd 10 pwynt yn glir ar y brig prynhawn yma. Gadewch i ni glywed gan un o'i chwaraewyr nhw, Jordan Williams, wedi bod yn siarad gyda Dylan Ebenezer.
Jordan into the second phase. Business end, as they like to say. Well, we check the cliches out. Feels like a big game this afternoon for the new Saints.
I think they all are now. Like 10 games to go. Got to win everyone. We normally finish strong. But yeah, these are the ones that count for the title now.
Some tight games recently, but wins as well. You must be delighted with the way things results-wise, and your performances personally, the goals keep flying in.
Yeah, I suppose after the loss to Connors Key, we've just wanted to get back winning, and we've won the games. They've been tight, but all that matters are the points, really.
Yeah, Penybont give you a bit of a challenge. They have been giving you a challenge, but what do you expect from them this afternoon?
Same as usual. Recent years they've been very good. Always been competitive games. Even the last game, I just thought we was really good, but still it was a competitive game, so I just expect nothing but like that again.
Mentioning the goals, you enjoy playing against Penybont. A few goals over the years and a few finals. Hat-trick in the last game as well. Looking forward to today?
I look forward to just playing football, so yeah, looking forward to it again, yeah.
Got to ask as well, transfer window's just closed. A few familiar faces have left, and also last summer. Has different feel around the place right now?
A little bit. Obviously, you got JD's left, and then obviously Sid was a big character, big in the change rooms. He'll be a miss in the change rooms, but we move on. That's football, isn't it?
And you're one of the, well, elder statesmen by now. How does that feel?
I know, I'm a bit of a veteran now, yeah, but we won't talk about that.
Brilliant. No, we'll leave that one for now. Thanks very much for your time. Good
no worries. Thank you. Thank you.
Jordan Williams yn barod amdani felly. Owain, i ni di paratoi graffeg bach fan hyn sydd yn dangos just pa mor bwysig mae Jordan Williams i dîm Craig Harrison. A ti'n edrych ar y ffigurau yna, a maen nhw'n dweud y cyfan.
Yndi, goliau gêm, mwy neu lai, gol bob gêm. ac unrhyw ymysodwr sef o'r math yna record wrth gwrs i fod o'n lond llaw. Ac mae o'n lond llaw, mae fatha tarw. Dyna sut dwi'n ei weld o'n chwarae. Diolch yn stopio'r rhedag, a diolch yn stopio'r rhedag yn galad. Dim ots be mae'n neud, mae bob dim 100 milltir yr awr os lici di. Y rhediadau mae'n neud, ond hefyd bob ergyd. Mae'n wedi droi drwyddiau, a ti'n gwybod, diolch eiliad llonydd. Felly amddiffynwyr sy'n dod yn ei erbyn o, ti'n gwybod, fyddai'n dod oddi ar y cae, mae llawn cleisia. Mae siŵr fi gen i gur pen, fydd o di roi rhyw benelin yn bob man. Ac hefyd mae yna jans da, fydd wedi sgorio cwbl o goliau, felly am dymor, a dwi'n meddwl bod yna fwy o goliau i ddod tymor yma iddo fo.
Nawr, dim lot o wendidau gyda'r Seinti Newydd, ond un peth i ni falle di sôn am. Falle bod bach llai o gyflymder yn y tîm erbyn hyn, ond eto'n sôn am Jordan Williams, mae fe'n dod â'r cyflymder yna, a'r cryfder yna hefyd.
Yndi, a mae o'n gallu ymestyn yr amddiffyn. Drwy'n neud i rediadau fo, lle mae o'n just tynnu amddiffynwyr nôl teg at i gol o. Wedyn mae yna le i foes fatha brobl. A dyna di'r gyfrinach. Mae Jordan Williams di chwarae ar yr asgell dros y blynyddoedd fel ymysodwr, ti'n gwybod, wneith o'm stopio mynd amdani. Ac yn amlwg mae hynna'n rhywbeth sydd o help mawr i'r tîm.
Achos wrth gwrs mae rhaid ni gofio, ddath y Seinti Newydd mewn a Ben Wilson o'r Alban o ran yr ymosod. Dyw hwnna ddim cweit i gweithio felly fel oedd Craig Harris yn moyn. Felly mae Jordan Williams di troi mewn i bach o makeshift striker iddyn nhw?
Yndi mae o, ond dwi'n meddwl mae o'n chydig bach yn wahanol dros y blynyddoedd. Ti'n sbio ar y Seinti Newydd a ti'n disgwyl chwaraewyr technegol iawn. A maen nhw wedi trio cael ymysodwyr fewn sydd yn dechnegol, ond dwi'n meddwl i Seinti Newydd y tric ydy just cael rhywun sy'n meddwl llawar. Gwneud siŵr bod y chwaraewyr tu ôl iddo fo yn glyfar ac yn dechnegol ac yn meddwl am bethau. Ymysodwr sydd just ddim yn stopio, a mae'n tynnu'r pwysau dde ar y boes eraill a cael y gorau allan o'n nhw.
Wel, o un ymysodwr i un arall. Rhywun sydd wedi ymuno â Penybont yn ystod y ffenest trosglwyddo yw Ethan Can. Fydd yn enw cyfarwydd iawn i gefnogwyr Llanelli. Nath ymuno o Llanelli i Penybont. A mae rhywun sydd yn gynt o dîm hyfforddi Llanelli, Dylan Blaine, yn rhan o'n tîm ni Prynhawn. Mae Dylan, croeso mawr iawn ato ni.
Diolch yn fawr.
Nawr, i ti'n rhywun sy'n nabod Ethan fel chwaraewr, ond i ti hefyd yn nabod e fel person. Beth allan ni ddisgwyl ganddo fe yn y crys glas yna?
Wel, bob tro da Ethan yn fe, beth ti'n mynd i cael yw, mae mor weithgar yn popeth mae'n neud. Rhedeg y Llanelli, bydd e'n cael lawr yr amddiffynwyr mor dda. Mae e'n rhywun sydd yn bleser i cael pan ti'n hyfforddi yn amlwg na beth ti am ar y ca.
Mae'r lefel yn amlwg, Dylan, neu mae'r disgwyliadau, dylsyn ni ddweud, yn mynd i fod bach yn uwch gyda clwb Penybont. Ond fi'n credu, mae fo werth sôn am y chwaraewyr mae fe mynd i fod yn chwarae gyda Nathan Wood, Miles Davies, Kane Owen. Ble ti'n gweld Ethan yn ffito mewn i'r tîm yma o dan arweiniaeth Rhys Griffiths?
Ie, fi'n credu arwain y llinell blaen yn amlwg na beth yw'r rôl Ethan Can. A fel ti sôn, mae'n abdur eich chwaraewyr na. Ti'n bod mae'n ansawdd o'r gwasanaeth bydd e'n cael o chwaraewyr fel Kane Owen, lawr y Llanelli na, ni'n mor effeithiol iddo fe. Ni'n gweld e'n aml iawn yn y sianel yma lawr y chwith fel ni'n gweld ar y sgrin fan hyn nawr, a na bydd e'n hoffi edrych ac gyda'r gwasanaeth oedd Kane Owen. Ond hefyd, wrth bod e'n arwain y llinell blaen a bod e'n ymestyn y chwarae, bydd e wedyn yn creu gwagle i chwaraewyr fel Nathan Wood, Noah Daly, reina i cael effaith ar y gêm.
Achos un pennawd, Dylan, sydd wedi dod o Penybont yw bod James Crawley, prif sgoriwr nhw, wedi gadael y clwb. Ond, Ethan, mae fe'n chwaraewr wahanol i Crawl, nag yw e, ym mha ffordd?
Odi, mae lot wahanol. Beth mae Ethan yn hoffi wneud yw i redeg mewn tu ôl. Defnyddio i nodweddion corfforol i gyflymder, i bwer, na beth iddyn hoffi. Ond bydd Rhys Griffiths yn edrych am ehangu gêm gyfan gwbl sicrhau bod e'n dal y pel lan hefyd i chwaraewyr i dod mewn nhw a cydlynu chwarae o'r llinell blaen na. Felly, bach o bwysau arno fe, ond fi'n siŵr wneud e'n dda. Mae'n chwaraewr arbennig a bydd e'n mantais enfawr i Rhys Griffiths ar tîm hyfforddi.
Wel, Dylan, diolch yn fawr iawn am dy amser di. Dylan Blaine yn y cod fyna. Reit, ni wedi clywed gan Jordan Williams o'r Seinti Newydd. Felly, beth am i ni glywed gan Miles Davies o Penybont, mae wedi bod yn siarad gyda Dylan.
Miles, gêm fawr eto heddi, beth yw'r teimladau o ran Penybont cyn hon felly?
Ni'n gobeithio i dod ma a cael canlyniad. Yn amlwg, pethau ddim wedi mynd o blaid ni so far lenni. Fi'n credu gallen ni di chwarae lot yn well, ond eto ni'n edrych mlaen mewn gêm. Bydd e'n gêm galed, ond gobeithio cael canlyniad.
Ie, ni'n gweld y rheolwr Rhys Griffiths wedi gweud hynny hefyd wythnos yma, ddim wedi bod ar eich gorau tymor yma. Ti'n cytuno dy hynny felly?
Ydw, ie, sa'n credu bod ni wedi chwarae yn gyson yn dda iawn. Ond eto ni'n sefyll yn trydydd yn y gyngred, so chymryd ni'n neud rhywbeth yn iawn. Ond os ni'n gallu dechrau rhoi perfformiadau mewn yn gyson, fi'n credu bydd ni'n o reit.
o'r tu allan, mae'n hawdd dod i'r casgad falle bod na pethau wedi mynd o'i le yn ddiweddar, gwaharddiadau, chwaraewyr, rheolwr hefyd, canlyniadau Cwpan Cymru, ond o'r tu fewn, sut ych chi'n delio dy'r sefyllfa yma?
Ni gyd jyst yn stico gyda'n gili, ni'n gweithio'n galed bob wythnos yn ymarfer, a chi'n bod hyd yn oed y sgwad sydd gyda ni heddi, a'r hyfforddwyr sydd gyda ni ar yr ochr, fi'n siŵr bydden nhw'n iawn.
Achos fel ti'n gweud, chi'n drydydd, falle fod yn dangos y safonau chi wedi gosod dros y tymhorau diwetha?
Ie, yn amlwg, blwyddyn diwetha, daethon ni'n ail. Yr uchel ni erioed wedi bod fel clwb, felly mae e'n anodd i wneud na to, ond gyda cwpl o canlyniadau, fi'n siŵr bydden nhw'n o reit.
Cwpl o boes di gadael hefyd, Gabe Kickoff, James Crowell ag ati. Mae'n siŵr gret gweld nhw'n cael cyfle yn y gêm proffesiynol, ond dwi'n anodd gweld nhw'n mynd hefyd.
Ie, bach o'r ddoi, really. Fi'n enw'r y bles dros y dau chwaraewr dda iawn, dau chwaraewr ifanc sydd yn gallu mynd yn bell yn y gêm, ond ni wedi dod mewn â cwbl o chwaraewr mewn hefyd, Ethan Can a Nathaniel, felly maen nhw'n Wel, Nathaniel yn chwarae heddi, Ethan ar y bench a gobeithio gallen nhw wneud rhywbeth i ni heddi.
Ti'n dal yn ifanc, fyd?
Wel, falle.
Bael, diolch yn fawr iawn, pob lwc.
Diolch.
Diolch yn fawr iawn. Pa'i gweud hwnna, Dylan, achos fi'n teimlo'n hen. Nawr, reit i ni bron y barod i fynd fan hyn. Y seintiau newydd yn erbyn Penybont yn uwch gyngrau'r Cymru. Just your usual reminder, we do have English language commentary available for this one with Dylan Blaine and Dylan Ebenezer. Ac yn y Gymraeg, mae'n bryd i ni ymuno'n tîm sylwebu ni Owain Tudur Jones sydd wrth ochr Nick Parry.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the home of the champions. We've crossed the border for a big game. Sounds familiar. The thousands heading to Twickenham. We've headed to Oswestry, and so have Penybont. Last time they were here, they were second, 3 points behind the New Saints back in October. They're still third, mind, but now that gap is 17 points. Remarkable change for both teams over the last few weeks and months since October. We're into February and both teams are lining up. We're going to have a minute of applause first of all to remember two special people, a lifelong New Saints fan, Lance Evans, unfortunately died recently, and Johan Evans, the young player from Afan Lido, tragically died recently. A minute of applause here. A minute's applause to remember here at Oswestry. So it's the New Saints targeting another title, facing Penybont. Challenged them over the last few years. Team news simple for the New Saints. One change from the 1-0 win against Barry, and Danny Redmond is back and captaining the team. First time he's in the team since November. And Ryan Brobble hitting 250 league appearances. Dan Barton on the bench as well, new signing. 5 changes for Penybont. Another change in the goal. Luke Armstrong back. So a few changes for Penybont this afternoon. Dylan Blaine is joining me. Good afternoon, Dylan. So what do you make of both teams? How are they going to set up today?
Yeah, good afternoon. Yeah, here we see with the New Saints the system that we've become very familiar with, but expect lots of rotations as always. Players interchanging positions, and then Penybont, it'll be interesting to see how they line up to have an impact on the game today. We got them shown in the 3-5-2 here, but don't be surprised to see a back four and tactics to try and nullify the effect of the TNS players.
Speaking to Craig Harrison earlier, 10 years since they signed Ryan Brobble, 250 league appearances today. He's up there with one of the best players he's ever seen in this league. And another new signing, Dylan, Nathaniel Williams joining Penybont.
Yeah, a good signing there in the January window, just to fill in from the gaps left from Gabe Kirkhoff, obviously moving out, and he'll certainly have his work cut out today here at the New Saints.
Yeah, he's come from Taunton. Off we go, the New Saints targeting another title. Remarkable to think when we were here back in October, 3 points between these two teams, and it was a set-up, well, it was top of the table clash. Could Penybont win here for the first time? Well, it was an emphatic no as the New Saints smashed 6 past them, and they're off again early here. Holden challenging Rory Holden, dangerous cross. Isaac Jeffries has just joined full-time from Cardiff City. It's so familiar, isn't it, Dylan? You've faced them with Llanelli. You've faced them as a player over the years. How do you stop them?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm the right person to say. I was saying before the game, mind, when I was at Newtown, we did have a lot of good performances up here, but yeah, very, very difficult. And they're so comfortable in possession, maintaining the ball, but then so much creativity up the field as well. I think the important bit is obviously knowing when to sit in shape defensively, staying with runners, and then also being able to try and get some pressure on the ball higher up the field.
Penybont have had some success against them in the last few seasons, as we see Nathan Woods full of tricks. He's clear as well. Can he create? Straight to the goalkeeper, Nathan Shepherd, promising for Penybont.
Yeah, promising at both ends, to be honest. We've seen Holden firstly on the right here, but then Nathan Wood. This is what we have to recognise with Nathan Wood, isn't it? 1v1 in the attacking phase there, beats the defender, and then yeah, just fails to find a striker in the box there. But promising sides for both teams there early in the game.
Lively start. We won't complain about that.
No, certainly not.
So last night, Connors Key, Carnarvon finishing 1-1. A tale of 2 penalties in that one, and a very late penalty for Carnarvon. Pinching a point, Sean Bradley, in the time added on after the 90 minutes. So that means the New Saints can open up a gap, bigger gap this afternoon. 8 points, 7 points even at the minute. It could be 10 for this man, Craig Harrison. He's on the touchline. I'm mentioning that he's on the touchline because Penybont manager Rhys Griffiths having to watch from the stands, beginning his suspension today following the heated comments about the officials. Frustrated manager after a sending off for Chris Venables, and Venables back today. He's finished his suspension, so Venables finishes suspension and Rhys Griffiths starts his. They're swapping roles, Dylan. Yeah,
a bit of a swap there. But good for Penybont, obviously, to have the experience of Venables back into their squad on the bench today, but I'm sure will have an impact later in the game. And then interesting to see, isn't it, with the manager in the stand, if that has any impact. I mean, the player's very professional now, I'm sure it'd be limited impact.
Pritchard for Penybont, couldn't quite control it, but they're finding some room down the left.
Yeah, certainly, isn't it? Interesting to see how they have lined up with the back four, and we see Rhys in the stand here. Interestingly, doesn't look like there's a phone or anything there at the moment, or getting any messages across, but yeah, new role for Rhys there to watch from the side, but he's got experienced coaches also to be able to impact from the side if
I think
needed.
He's taking a step back. It's a frustrating time for them, and coincidentally, this is Ewan Arwell, the 4th official, who was the referee that sent off Chris Venables, that sparked the furious reaction by Rhys Griffiths. I think Rhys Griffiths himself accepts that he went too far with his comments. He's looking forward to turning over a new leaf. We'll see. But yeah, there's criticising and then there's stepping over the line. I think he realises he went too far with his comments. Not sure who organises the match officials for having you on Arwell here. Interesting. They're far apart, both opposite sides of the ground.
Yeah, it's an interesting selection. But
I spoke to Miles Davis before the game. From the outside, you could ask even, It's not a crisis for Penybont, but it's been a tough old week. 1 win in 7. They lost in the Welsh Cup against Flint on penalties, and that's with the Welsh Cup wide open. Venables sent off twice in 2 consecutive games, both early. Lost their way a bit, but they're also on a run of unbeaten in the league. 5 unbeaten, 4 draws though. Failing to score many goals in those games. It's a funny one. How do you assess Penybont at the minute, Dylan?
Yeah, now I would say that 1 win was a bit fortunate as well.
Former Llanelli coach here, Dylan Blaine.
In the game there.
There was only one, there wasn't much in it.
There wasn't much in it, and yeah, I felt we were worthy of a point in that game, if I'm honest. But yeah, you know, we've come very familiar with Penybont being on these big runs of win after win after win. I've been competing at the top end of that league now. But there's no panic stations. You can sense that around the club that you know, they appreciate that perhaps the results haven't gone as they wanted, but as you said, they're still competitive in all the games, not losing games, which is important, and started reasonably positive here.
Jordan Williams on fire this season. Hits the target. No more than that. Penybont will be glad because he loves playing against them. Scored a hat-trick in the last game here. Clayton Green breaking away for Penybont.
Yeah, they look confident on the ball, Penybont, you know, when they've had the chances, and we see Wood again here causing problems down the left.
Lively start. Nathan Woods in the middle of it.
Yeah, you know, tricky, isn't he? Tricky coming in off that left. But then we see Williams this side then, you know, once he gets into the box here, you've got to stay nice and tight. And to be fair, the Penybont defenders there, not lots of pressure on him, don't let him have that free shot at goal.
He scored 13 in 11, Jordan Williams, 21 for the season. Penybont have gone quickly. Too quickly, maybe. Phillips, Pritchard, even in the corner. And there's Brobble with the defensive work. Think of him more of a offensive player, but Craig Harrison just waxing lyrical with us earlier about him. Obviously, he's one of the best players in the league he's seen, if not the best, he said.
Yeah, difficult to disagree. What a fantastic player. And, you know, drift in and out of these positions. Sometimes you see him in the wide areas, you see him more central today. But, yeah, whenever he's on the ball, he's got that ability to beat players 1v1. He's got that ability to find a pass. He's certainly someone that Penybont will have to be close around in that sort of 10 area that he's playing today.
Isaac Jeffries, permanent signing now from Cardiff City, arrived on loan in the summer. A few changes here for the new Saints. Adrian Sislovic leaving. You know, familiar faces. Plenty. It's funny to see them without Sislovic. Josh Daniels has left as well in this window. Jeffries coming in. Owen Farrell starting today. Always evolving, I guess.
Yeah, and then you look at the front four that we've got here today with Jeffries on the left, Holden on the right, Williams down the centre with Brobble just behind. Still very, very effective despite losing those players in the games, as you mentioned there.
Still 0-0. Both teams are reasonably happy with the way things have started, especially Penybont. They haven't won here. That's the big one for Penybont. They hadn't won against the new Saints for a few seasons. They broke that duck twice last season. Oh, that was dangerous. That was late. What's going to happen here? It's Baker against his former club. It's yellow already. It looked clumsy by both. Maybe the flick of the ball took it away from Baker, but he was very late. It's going to be a yellow.
Yeah, the yellow card was out very, very quickly from the referee there, and he was a very, very close view of it, so you're assuming that it's a little bit more clumsy than anything else. But at the time, you just felt like when you go to ground like that and you don't win the ball, it is a risky thing to do, especially early in the game. Dan
Williams receiving treatment, so obviously hoping for the best. Yeah, Ash Baker moves in the summer, and it is a yellow. You're going to see it again.
Well, yeah, it is late, isn't it? The pass inside here, and then you see it that Williams just gets the touch, but then he comes in. You know, he does catch him. Oh, it is late.
It looks worse more times you see it, it just looks worse and worse and worse. Are they fortunate, just a yellow?
Yeah, I mean, I think so. And then once Williams does win the ball, they both go to the ground, but Williams obviously wins the ball. Baker comes in, but the referee was very quick with the yellow card, wasn't he? Very quick with that, and he's got that close view.
Oh, you can see the blood on the knee there. Dan Williams. He started every game this season. He scored twice against Penybont as well. Craig Harrison obviously concerned. I think the questions from the sides, from the TNS side of things, is should it have been a red? That's breaking against his former club. We were expecting VAR this season. It's been delayed, but I have a feeling we'd be watching that over and over again if the system was in place.
Yeah, it would be interesting when that comes in, isn't it? Just to see how everyone adapts to having the VAR there, and whether that type of challenge is going to be looked at, and how it works. We've become used to watching it in other leagues around Europe, and it'll be interesting to see how that is integrated here in Wales.
New Saints winning their last game against Barrytown 1-0. They lost to Connors Key a few games ago. Since then they've won 3 in a row. All 3 victories from 1-goal margin. 1-0 Barry, 1-0 Colwyn Bay, another early goal, Jonah Williams, after only 2 minutes. 2-1 against Bala. So they haven't been smashing people, but they don't care, I'm sure.
No, 3 points is 3 points, as they say. But yeah, like you say, often happens in games when you get the lead. If you don't get that second goal, the longer the game goes, you end up thinking, well, we don't want to draw the game or lose the game, and you end up then maybe sitting back a bit more defensively, not throwing as many players forward, and that maybe is one of the reasons why those games have been a bit narrower. But also teams being very patient, maybe against them, defensive, and adapting to the different tactical aspects of the game.
Penybont lively. I thought as the flick went through, lovely teamwork again. It just looked like they'd crept offside. Youngster Johan Phillips.
Yeah, they look comfortable in possession when they do win the ball back. But here we see now Jordan Williams running at the defence.
Top scorer in the league this season. Penybont have nicked it again. Woods for the visitors. Nathan Woods. A wall of white in front of him.
Yeah, and that's important when they do win the ball back. You've got players like Wood who can travel with the ball under pressure but then retain the ball. That's important. You can't play fully out of possession up here, otherwise in the end they do break you down. So important, as they've started the game here, Penybont, that they do maintain possession on these counter-attacks and make sure they have that time in possession.
Still 0-0, first against thirds. Williams battling. Clayton Green a bit wild from Corness there, didn't really need the blast of the ball. Pritchard battles again. Brobble slips. Still going. Dan Williams, after that tackle, he's up, challenging. Kane Owen does enough.
Yeah, we're so used to seeing these overlapping fullbacks or even underlapping fullbacks at times with the new Saints in it, and Danny Williams so comfortable on the ball, plays centre midfield often as well. So important there that the wingers for Penybont are tracking back when they need to, but then also if Kane Owen may need to jump out off onto one of these fullbacks and defend as he did there.
New Saints keeping possession. I'm so familiar with this. They've scored more than anybody else this season. They've conceded less. It's always a good combination, isn't it? Dangerous combination. Farrell, a new signing in the last window for the New Saints. Back to Corness. Sweeping pass. Oh, they nearly stayed in.
That would have been an interesting one off the flag. But yeah, you could see the objective here. We were very used to seeing this in terms of attacking down one side and then trying to get these players in the pockets and then switch the play out to the other side to create that overload. Just Corness there, slightly overhit pass.
Well, there's Danny Redmond, captain today. First start since November. Craig Harrison saying he has been fit for a few weeks. They've just been careful with him. And it's nice to have that luxury, I guess, of being able to be careful with a player of his quality.
Yeah, it shows you the strength in the squad, doesn't it, when you've got the ability there to just ease him back in. Such a crucial player for TNS, so much experience, adapted into more defensive role at times as well, but key player.
Interesting to see the TNS team. If you hadn't been concentrating for a season or so, you're suddenly looking around, not seeing Sisnovic and the familiar names. Brad Young, I know they've come and gone, but suddenly you've got Isaac Jeffries, McGahee's in there, Farrell. Switch things up a bit without, quietly gone about their business, as they say.
Corness joining as well in the summer. Yeah. So lots of changes, but you see the similar principles and tactics and similar pattern of play in terms of being possession based, but also then when that ability to play the ball forward is on, they're looking for that forward pass as well.
Well, the summer was interesting. 11 new players came in, 14 left. Big turnarounds in the summer for the new Saints, and here they are, inching closer to another title. Connors Key have put up a real fight, but we see the new Saints quick, looking for Williams, top scorer, dangerous, hits the target, keeper's there, Luke Armstrong does the job.
Well, that looked a fantastic save.
I was just waiting for it to hit the net, to be honest.
Yeah, it was one of those, you just felt that was going to be it there. It was a great chance, but the goalkeeper does really well.
Redmond to Williams, dangerous again, new Saints, those on the target. Penybont getting their bodies in the way, no foul, just a little nudge, effective little nudge. There's two big chances there in the space of a minute. Penybont just need to settle the ship here, that's what they're trying to do. And they've done well, and lucky to see the ball go out.
Yeah, two fantastic chances there. Now we see the Jeffries down the left here with the cut back. Williams picks up that position around the penalty spot, strikes it well, but a great save by the goalkeeper, and then great reactions by the Penybont defenders then. And then the second chance there as well with a good block, and that's what they're going to need. They're going to need a good performance from the goalkeeper, defenders today. Important TNS away, obviously is a challenging game, and important that those defenders and goalkeepers stand up to what they needed to do.
I think it was Jack Clay busy twice in that. I think Clay got both blocks in that sequence of chances. Late tackle, it's getting lively in midfield. Owen Pritchard feeling that one.
Yeah, you can see the pressure coming on the ball from TNS when they do when possession is given away. You can see them then trying to win it back as quick as possible, and Penybont have done okay in terms of retaining the ball when they've had that chance to break. Just back to the defenders, you know, Jordan Williams is so good with his movement of being in between the two centre-backs all the time, and Jack Clay has done fantastic there with the block, just to make sure that he knows where he is all the time, to make sure he doesn't get that free shot, that goal. But you've got to be aware of where Williams is all the time with his movement being so good.
Yeah, Clay, formerly from Met, standing firm. Means it's still 0-0.
Yeah, and you know, it's a new line-up at the back again for Penybont, so that communication between them all, make sure that you know, the body positions are all right, and that they've got a track of all the runners that are coming forward is vital what they do today, and they'd be reasonably happy. Obviously those two chances just come in, but they'd be reasonably happy with the way they've started the game.
Yeah, Kvetkovic out, Kyle Ludvigsen, Jacob Jones, Mark Little, a few players not here today. Strong bench for Penybont. Chris Venables, Noah Daly, Billy Borge, and a certain Ethan Can, former Llanelli player, and Dylan Blaine, former Llanelli coach. So hoping Can gets his first appearance.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see Ethan again. He's obviously made the move now across to Penybont. We spoke about him before the game, just in terms of what he brings, as we see the chance here.
Williams again, straight through. And you know what? Clay's there again.
Yeah, good defending once more. But yeah, you know, Ethan will be an effective player off the bench just in terms of his physical attributes and speed.
Deflects, it's gone for a corner. You just sense they're turning the screw at the minute here.
Yeah, we're starting to see just a little bit more play down towards the Penybont goal, a few more final third entries, a few more crosses coming in, and it's certainly what this man Craig Harrison will like to see.
It's a familiar pattern. Teams come here, they do all right for a few minutes, 20 minutes, 0-0, and then all of a sudden, the New Saints put their foot on the accelerator. Brobble short. A pattern. McGee looking to Williams. Again, Penybont standing firm. Good work by Owen Pritchard.
Yeah, Pritchard did fantastic there. Those couple of little touches there, just really important, isn't it? Right, so that they can just try to maintain possession, and then once they've made a couple of passes, there may be that counter-attack on. But you're right, TNS now made inroads in the last 5 minutes here. Potential handball.
That's what the New Saints are asking for. Free kick, edge of the box as Armstrong doesn't mess about with that. Wellies it, is the official term for that clearance, I think. Williams, new signing, Penybont clearing. And the New Saints having to go all the way back with McGee. 10 points clear, that's the target if they win today. 10 points clear with 8 to go. We were looking at Connors Key a few weeks ago after they beat the New Saints, thinking here we go, but off they go again here. Room for Jeffries. Chance for the New Saints. Armstrong again. It lands. How did they keep it out? But in the end, Jordan Williams is there. Miraculous clearance again by Clay, but it lands to Jordan Williams, man of the moment, top scorer this season. Strikes again. He loves playing and scoring against Penybont, and he might not get an easy chance this season.
Yeah, it ended up easy, but it's Isaac Jeffries on the left once more, and then the rebound comes in. The goalkeeper makes a wonderful save, but who's there in the right spot to put it away from a yard out? Jordan Williams. But a good save by the goalkeeper, and then I think it comes off the post, or Clay actually gets a touch on it on the line to direct it onto the post, but then it had been coming, and Williams finishes.
Absolutely thumped it in. 22 league goals for the season. That's 14 in 12. Incredible run of scoring. As I said, he loves scoring against Penybont. 8 in 12 against them now. They'll be sick of the sight of him. And to be fair, last 10 minutes, New Saints have stepped it up and they've got the goal. I know it went in, but I'd love to see Jack Clay's clearance again. Acrobatic, to say the least.
Yeah, we've mentioned his name quite a few times, haven't we, in the last sort of 5 minutes, 5-10 minutes, where he's had a lot of defending to do.
Williams again. He's so strong, Jordan Williams. Daniel Williams again. It's gone out. It landed to Holden. Could have been 2-0, but the ball had gone out.
Yeah, Danny Williams once more, isn't it, making that run from right back into that area, but the ball gets played into Jordan Williams. He's so effective, isn't he, at bringing it down, bringing others into play. But he will start one side on one defender and then make that run in behind the other defender, and then they've got to communicate on who's marking. But the ball clearly out that time as it was cut back.
They'll have a 1-0 win at the minute, the New Saints. You do sense they fancy some more this afternoon. Bad news for Penybont at the minute as Williams battles again. Baker in the thick of it. Lovely touch by Miles Davis to get away and win the free kick. Yeah, great feed by Miles Davis there. In a slightly more advanced position today, out on the right, in a front three, with Woody Wisp behind him. A good feat there to win the free kick. Champions are ahead. Penybont give the ball away. Bad news. Williams challenging Williams. Jordan against Nathaniel. New name for Penybont. Wood, who was so lively in the first 10 minutes. I haven't seen much of him recently. It's been all defending for Penybont. Chance to change that here. Clayton Green. Kane Owen. Wood again. Miles Davis popping up on the left. And McGee, nice deflection straight to the keeper.
Yeah, now obviously with my lap position, we've got a break here on the left for TNS.
Isaac Jeffries stretching his legs. Jordan Williams hovering in the middle. Brobble to Williams. They've kept it going. Holden! Lovely move. Clinical from the new Saints. There's no stopping them now. Rory Holden finishes off a sweeping move. Penybont tried to threaten, and TNS have punished them.
We talked about the attacking fullbacks here. Dan Williams this time getting on the end of a cross, touches it inside to Holden. It's a great touch, and then Holden smashes it in off the underside of the bar. But Danny Williams with the fantastic run on the right here for the switch of play, and a great first touch inside. And then Rory Holden does the rest. A lot to do, but a fantastic strike through the ball and in off the bar.
5th of the season for Holden. Enjoying that one. And TNS enjoying it. After 25 minutes, it's 2-0.
We mentioned it, sorry Del, we mentioned it earlier in terms of, you know, attacking down one side and then the space being the other side. It's so difficult to stop. You know, Penybont trying to get players forward, of course, and then, you know, once the space comes, there's so much ability in this TNS side. They take advantage of just a little bit of space in the box there then, just with some fantastic play from Williams and Holden.
Well, he'll be happier. Craig Harrison. How many times have we seen them do this? 20 minutes gone, it's 0-0. The away team think they're doing all right, and suddenly it's 2-0.
Yeah, that's what happens, and maybe it is just sort of they tactically think about where the spaces are, and it takes them a little bit of time just to establish that. Maybe it's, you know, Penybont getting more comfortable into the game and thinking, and then maybe some spaces appear because of that. But yeah, they just, they're so effective here at home, especially.
I've lost a couple of games here this season. Don't see that very often. The first game of the season against Britain Ferry, of course. Jeffries now. He's up for it. Jeffries from distance. Penybont flying in. That's going to be a free kick. Baker felt that one.
Yeah, Jeffries again. They're just coming in off that wing. And then we see Redmond overlapping, which means then you've got to keep the players out into that side of the field as well. But Jeffries very effective. But then this time, just with the high foot, Baker brave, putting his head in there.
I like Baker's tackle, which looked worse the more you saw it. That one looked more painful
Yes.
the more you saw it.
Seems okay, fortunately.
Those defeats, by the way, here, 2 defeats this season. The first game of the season, 3-0 Britain Ferry. Still stunned from that one.
Incredible results.
Months on. And then they lost to Met, of course, losing twice. 2 games in a row against Met, one in the Cup and one here in the league. We've crossed the border today. Thousands of rugby fans doing the same thing. England against Wales. 6 Nations. What a way to start. Good or bad? Not quite sure. Exciting anyway. 4 o'clock live on S4C. Can't wait for that one. Under 20s on last night. Good starts, but total game of 2 halves in the rugby last night. Let's see how it goes in HQ. Penybont will be hoping it's not a rugby score here. I've just stolen that. I can hear the Welsh commentators on the gantry. Nick Parry's just said, hope it's not a rugby score. Oh, it's such a good line, I'm just going to steal it.
At least you cited him.
Exactly, well, exactly, yeah, that's the thing. I don't claim it as my own. Penybont starting from the back with Luke Armstrong. Saints, I'm sorry. Nathan Shepherd. They look similar, that's my excuse. I wanted to talk about the Penybont goalkeepers. I was always talking about, they've used 4 this season already. It's a strange situation with the goalkeepers at the minute in Penybont.
Yeah, and talking about it before the game, you know, young goalkeepers appearing in the Welsh Premier League as well this year. You've seen it across the in quite a few teams. In Colwyn Bay with the young goalkeeper on loan. Connors Key with Kit Margison, and obviously here at Penybont with the young goalkeepers as well. Good to see them getting opportunities to get game time, gaining experience in senior football.
Where's this bouncing? Good work. He felt the touch from behind, still battling. Johan Phillips. Ash Baker. Safety first from Baker. Maybe there's a chance there to stretch the New Saints. Clay at the back. Now, we should remind you, the guys that have left Penybont, of course, Gabe Kirkhoff, Forest Green Rovers, James Kroll, Newport County. You know, they've lost some top players in the transfer window.
Yeah, isn't it? And when you see players making move to league football, you know that the level they've been playing at's been so high, and difficult then, especially mid-season, to lose players. But they brought players in. We've been talking about Ethan Cann, and his opportunity will come, I'm sure, in that to lead the front line for Penybont.
But slightly injured when he joined, was he? Cann, coming from Llanelli?
Yeah, I think it was a little hamstring injury that he came into the first few sessions with. So rather than rush him, got a bit of a history of hamstring injuries. Important to not cause anything longer term, so just be a bit careful with him and ease him in.
Brobble easing it on to Farrell. Another new name for the New Saints, Owen Farrell. Sounds like a rugby player, to be fair.
I was about to say, as you announced it.
Oh, lovely turn by Holden.
Great awareness by Holden there. You can just see him scanning his shoulders as he received that ball in the pocket and just realised, let the ball go across his body. But the patience from TNS again, very used to this, and Penybont in shape.
Comfortable, to say the least. 10 points clear if it stays like this. 8 to go. They're nearly there again. The New Saints, so many changes. They'll be pleased with this. Brobbles drifted to the right. He was looking for something special. Farrell straight through. Holden again. Can he keep it in? Well, he could. Baker did well. Corner.
Yeah, good from Baker in the end with the block, but you could just see, talked about before the game in terms of his rotation of positions. See Brobble popped up on the left earlier, now he's in popping up on the right here. And it's that decision for the Penybont players then in terms of when do they pass a player on versus when do they track their players, and that communication is so important.
Oh, they've taken it early. Clipped in by Corness. Straight to Luke Armstrong. Penybont not wasting time. Mile Davis. Bright boots. Down the wing. Well, they read that one. Phillips tried to squeeze through. Here's Farrell, Holden, Williams.
Just that awareness again, isn't it, for Holden? He's receiving the ball there, knows exactly where he's going to pass it beforehand, and then it makes it so difficult to mark then when you got a player that's got all the different options.
Lovely from Jeffries. The touch took him past Clay. His goal kick in the end came off Jeffries.
Yeah, he thought for all money he was in there as he took that first touch. Woody Wiss got caught on the inside, but Jack Clay, centre-back, comes across, and just a heavy touch there by Jeffries. He was a bit disappointed with that one. There's a half chance there, but Clay again coming across and covering his full-back.
Don't think he's happy with the little shirt pull from Woody Wiss. He's got a point.
Yeah, and you know, once he'd gone past, I think Woody Wiss just knew he had to sort of slow him down a little bit there, and gets away with a little shirt pull.
Players popping up everywhere at the minute for the New Saints. I said the narrow victories the last 3 games. 2 1-0 wins, Barry, Colwyn Bay, and then a 2-1 against Bala, but they're looking up for it this afternoon. Bad news for Penybont as Williams tries to break through. Nathaniel Williams cuts in. Keeper clears again. Nearly 10 to go in this first half. Okay, Corness is seeing a lot of the ball. Here they go again. So much room. Holden, Williams in the middle. Farrell! Over the bar it goes. Don't know what he's complaining about.
Yeah,
complaining to himself, I think.
Frustration, I think, there. Frustration. Yeah, again, it's just a simple ball into this channel here and behind Holden. Head up all the time, picks the pass, and then he opens his body, but just doesn't quite get his knee and body over the ball to keep it down. But a little bit too easy there for the TNS just to get in down this right-hand side for them.
Here's Farrell, joined in January, had a period in America, started over in Ireland, UCD, University in Dublin, with Wexford as well, only his third appearance for the New Saints. He's the type of player who looks tired after 5 minutes. I don't think he is.
I don't think he is,
no.
I don't think so, but yeah, you are right. But you can see the work rate from him here now, out of possession.
Armstrong failing to clear. Well, he did clear, but out it goes. As a coach with Penybont, what do you do in this position? Do you just, I don't know, because you want to have a go, but you don't want it to turn too painful this afternoon either.
No, yeah, you know, it's a difficult task, isn't it? You're coming up against a team here, so much talent in the squad, full time and regular, with confident from the results that they've been getting. 2 goals up now, so you know it's important that Penybont continue with the work rate. You know, that's going to be obviously vital. Continue in terms of staying in shape, but then when they get the ball, they've had sort of half opportunities, especially early in the game, when they need to maintain possession when they do get the times, and they've got the players on the bench that we mentioned.
2-0, and you think, even, we're not kidding ourselves, TNS are totally dominating, but if you can sneak one, you're still in it. You're not going to do damage limitation at this stage. I guess if it goes 3-0, then maybe then you think, right, we're just going to shut up shop here.
No, certainly not. No, you know, it's about sticking to the game plan at this stage now, and you know, making sure that you don't concede again in this half, and then taking the game a little bit longer into that second half with those players on the bench that can have such an impact. You never know what can happen then, like you mentioned, if you get the goal back. You never know in terms of decisions and things that can happen. It's one little moment in a game that can bring you back into it, and that's certainly what Penybont need to believe.
Holden on the halfway line, lively game. Rory Holden, Brobble wants it.
Yeah,
Bodenham.
Rory Holden's been excellent, hasn't he? Just drifting in positions there. He's when he's found those spaces, as has Jeffries here.
Jeffries very lively. Does everything quickly, if that makes sense.
Yeah, another one, you know, from the professional game, obviously still professional in here now, can just see that sort of quickness of thought, quickness in his movements. You know, he's a direct player, looking to impact the game always. But what you've noticed has happened sort of as the game has gone on is that the full-backs for TNS have been able to get forward more, wingers rolling inside, which has then made it difficult then for the Penybont full-backs to know, right, when do they stay, when do they push forward, do the wingers track back? Lots of difficulties and problems being caused.
Well, Davis leaping again.
So familiar with Miles Davis in the air. He's so effective in the air. They kick to him often on that right-hand side and then look to work a flick off him there, and it was Johan Phillips, I think, that time.
Could be an interesting summer at Penybont. See how they go about things. Obviously, the rest of the season's going to be interesting. First, can they get to Europe? Top 2 go to Europe. Connors Key have opened up a gap. Welsh Cup winners will be going to Europe as well. So that could complicate things, depending who wins that. We'll see. When you've got 2 teams from outside the Cymru Prem in the semi-finals, of course. But again, we're watching the New Saints dominating. Jeffries tried to lay it on a plate for Brobble. Nearly did as well, as Miles Davis clears. But I guess, yeah, now's not the time to think about next season for Penybont, because there's so much work to do this year. Second place still within reach, considering they obviously playing the clubs around them. And there's Europe, the playoffs. So plenty to play for. Yeah,
plenty to play for, plenty of competitive games ahead. this period now, as you said, leading into the playoffs. We heard Rhys Griffiths talk about it in the week, I think, in terms of the opportunities that the playoff presents. Obviously how difficult they can be. Maybe haven't had the success in the playoffs that he would have liked over the years, but he'll be certainly hoping that this is the year that if they need to do the playoffs, which is probably most likely, that they can perform when that opportunity comes.
Yeah, you'd think so. They're 10 points behind Connah's Quay in second as things stand, as we see this little tussle between Wood and Brobble and Williams. Everybody's diving in.
Yeah, they've done well. You know, you saw Johan Phillips just there, and he had 3 around him, retained the ball well. Nathan Wood that time wins a free kick. Just gives them an opportunity just to take a bit of break from defensive duties and maybe get the ball into the box.
5 to go. These are the big moments. Can they create something before half-time? Miles Davis gets a second chance. Keeping it interesting. Phillips, good flick. Williams, the defender, in the middle of it.
Yeah, nice feet by the defender in the box there then, with a few dragbacks.
And even TNS have to just kick it anyway sometimes. Back it comes. Clayton Green's up there, couldn't get any power.
Just shows you though, doesn't it? Just little half opportunities that can come in the game, and if one of those can just come off for TNS, that the game changes distinctly.
Absolutely. And now they're back, composed, in control. 4 to go in this first half. Williams, Brobble's popping up absolutely everywhere, looking for Jordan Williams. Kane Owen, Clayton Green. And Williams under pressure there. You won't thank Kane Owen for that back pass. Corness is playing well, but he's going to have to go some to win a physical battle against Clayton Green. Remember the highlights every Monday. 25 to 10 this week. Again on a Tuesday, always online. So much content online with Sgorio. Won't miss a thing. A few minutes to go in this first half. New Saints, as things stand, going 10 points clear. Feels significant, doesn't it? We're into February. Can they go 10 points clear? Penybont got 2 wins against them last year. The New Saints have won both games this season. As Green steps away, did well initially. Just back with the home side. Williams, danger man, off again. Clay watching him. Williams looking for Jeffries. Comes to nothing.
Yeah, initially I thought Clayton Green, he did a wonderful first touch, and then you just thought there was a half break on Wood out here on the left, but good defending by TNS, and then straight away they turn it round, isn't it? Jordan Williams, he's so effective at making those arc runs into space, holds the ball up, brings people into play, but then you've got so many runners, Holden, Brobble, Jeffries, we've mentioned countless times, even the Corness making runs forward.
So the league table as things stand, Penybont in third, 10 points then between them and Connah's Quay in second, and 10 points between Connah's Quay and the New Saints. It's remarkable to think, as we mentioned at the start, back in October, Penybont came here second, 3 points behind the New Saints. It's going to be 20 points. Crazy how things have turned around.
Yeah, that is a big turnaround, isn't it? Just goes to show in terms of TNS's form, obviously. Maybe how Penybont drifted off slightly in terms of standards from last year, but again, you know, highly competitive. And you think over the years of how Penybont as a club have progressed, and now continually challenging at the top of the Welsh Premier League.
And also goes to show, Connah's Quay last night conceded late, 1-1 against Carnarvon, but they're still, I think they've broken the club record for an unbeaten run, 16 games unbeaten, so they've done that, they've beaten the New Saints, and they're still going to be 10 points behind them. That's how hard it is.
That's how hard it is. They must be thinking what they've got to do.
Oh, exactly. You've got to be near perfect.
Yes, yeah.
Against a professional team.
And Connah's keeping so effective, and they but that's the level, and that's the standard that everyone's trying to reach.
Well, Connah's Quay having an amazing season under John Disney. Last few minutes of the first half, 2-0. Is it about to get worse for Penybont as Brobble lifts it in? Lovely cross Penybont have dealt with it, and Kane Owen. On it goes, Redmond, the captain, back. It's like he's never been away, he hasn't played since November. Danny Redmond, Brobble to Williams, some room for Williams, problems for Penybont, he just tried to curl it in. Corner.
Yes, I think it was Jack Clay once more with the block that time. But again, Williams this time from full-back. Yeah, Clay stands tall and blocks, and vital now, isn't it, not to concede on half-time here.
2-0's not great, 3-0. Absolutely all over. Brobble. Oh, he's gone for it, far post. Interesting, Bottenham arriving as well.
It's great defending. Nathaniel Williams, I think, on the back post here, but it's such a wicked ball in there. Two defending there as well, Miles Davis. But it's right towards that back post, and both do really, really well there, but it's whipped with so much pace on it. Makes it very difficult then for the goalkeeper to come and get anything on it.
Seconds left, Corness quickly to Brobble. Redmond. Corness, Williams flicked it on. Where's it landing? Penybont clear, and that should be it for the first half as the New Saints go back again to the goalkeeper. So it is 2-0. It could have been worse. As it stands, Penybont still in it, but TNS totally dominating. Jordan Williams, another goal for the league's top scorer. Jordan Williams, 22 for the season. Holden got the second. 2 goals in a matter of minutes. And the New Saints clear today, about to go 10 points clear at the top of the table.
Diolch yn fawr iawn, Nick Fyddai ac Owain Tudur-Jones yn dadansoddi'r cyfan o'r hanner cyntaf yn y man, ond yn gyntaf cyn bo hir i ni'n mynd i fod yn coroni enillydd gol y mis ar gyfer mis Ionawr, ond cyn hynny gadewch i ni weld y rhestr fer.
West yn troi, heipio i Batson. West mynd i hun ar ei droed chwith. O, dyna chi gol! Callum West! Cic hwnna a Dennis Buddiant, yr ergyd gan Rhys Ews, y gol gan Rhys Ews, a sawl gwaith, da ni wedi gweld o'n neud hynna. Mae gan Louis Bates i Lansawel, fe'n croesi dyma Anderson! Anderson! O, na chi foli hyfryd gan y gŵr ifanc i roi'r ymwelwyr ar y blaen. Owen. Owen mewn i drad Anderson, fe sy'n bwydo Walters, ar ei drod chwith, yn crimanu'r bil yn berffedd. A mae Llansawel wedi dyblu mantais.
Phillips, cyfle droi i Benwyn, bydd yr gydio! O, chi gol! Gan Benwyn, a fod i troi y gêm ar ei phen.
Rhys Griffiths. Ai rediad yma'r hyn ac yn ergydio! O, mae'n ei canfod cefn yr hwyd! Dyna i chi chwip o ergyd gan Rhys Griffiths.
Williams, bel hir yn edrych am Jordan Williams, gyn Dan Williams, pas hyfryd, y sodliad yn ôl at Brobble, o, na chi gol! Dyna chi gol, gampus gan y pencampwyr.
Cook, yn codi pen, yn ergydio fel saith yr godol isa.
Ie, digon o goliau arbennig fyna, ac Owain Tudur-Jones sydd â'r tasg hynod o bwysig o ddewis yr enillydd. Reit Ows, pwy sy'n ennill a pham?
Reit, Callum West sy'n ennill eto mis yma. O'n i'n teimlo bod y gol yma yn mynd yn ôl i'r gol nath ennill mis dwytha. Mae'n gol special, chwarae teg iddo fo, lot am ddiffynwyr o gwmpas o, a fel da ni'n gweld rwan, fel mae'n derbyn y bel, mae hwn mor arbennig, ti'n gwybod, mewn ardaloedd bach. Mae'n gwynebu'r amddiffynwyr dal, gafel ar y bel, ond os y neb yn ei gael lawr. Ti'n gwybod pam, Sioned? Yr mis dwytha nath ennill gol y mis, efo pawb yn ei gael lawr, a nath o rownd nhw, nath o embarrassio nhw, nath o eista nhw lawr ar y cae. Felly tro yma, o'n i'n teimlo, mae'r amddiffynwyr ofn cael ei embarrassio. A dyna pam, Callum West, am yr ail fis yn olynol, gol y mis.
Ond Ows, mae fe'n neud iddo fe edrych mor hawdd, ond mae fe'n cymryd tipyn o sgil i sgorio fath yna o gol.
Come on, mae'n chwaraewr sydd sôn am dechneg pan da ni'n gwylio Saints yn newydd Newydd o ran y chwaraewyr. Mae Callum West yn chwaraewr technegol ac i di sticio'r bel wrth i draed, ond mae'n unrhyw fath o sefyllfa yn enwedig o gwmpas y cwrt Cosby a mi wneith achosi problemau. Ti'n fi sefyll fel Ali?
Mae problem dyn ni fan hyn, achos mae'r hael di dyma, so mae tro cynta mewn tua pythefnos. Wel, llongyfarchiadau enfawr i Callum West enillydd gol y mis ar gyfer mis Ionawr. Reite, wythnos fawr i ddod, achos nos lun. Mae yna noson bwysig iawn. Mae Wayne Tilly Jones yn mynd i fod yn fysi, achos fe fydd yr enwau'n cael ei tynnu mas o'r het ar gyfer rownd gyn-derfynol Cwpan Cymru. Hwna yn fyw am 7 o'r gloch a'r rhaglen heno ar S4C. A wedyn ni nos lun yn hwyrach y noson hynny. Allwch chi weld holl eich afbwyntiau'r penwythnos ac eto nos fawrth hefyd ar S4C. Reite, Ows, hanner cyntaf, cyfforddus i'r seintiau newydd a un digon anodd i Penybont. Be nesti o'r 45 munud agoriadol?
Ie, tan y gol gyntaf fynd i fewn, sa ti'n teimlo fod Penybont yn teimlo'n ddigon cyfforddus, ond oedd y seintiau newydd yn edrych yn fygythiol. O'n i'n licio sut oedden nhw'n edrych allan o feddiant, gweithio'n galed, i ennill y bel yn ôl yn sydyn, a maen nhw jyst i fod llawer gwell. Mae wedi edrych yn hawdd i'r seintiau newydd, ond y pethau da maen nhw'n neud sydd i arwain at pethau edrych yn hawdd, ond jyst y gallu, y safon, symudiad oddi ar y bel, gwych gan y tîm cartre.
A nath nhw roi tipyn o rhybydd i Penybont, 2 gyfle cynnar iawn yn y gêm, Owain.
Ie, ac efo hon, y syndod ydy bod Jordan Williams heb sgorio. Oedden ni sôn amdano fo cyn y gêm. A mae'n gwneud bob dim yn iawn, mae'n troi, mae'n gwynebu y gol geidwad, y gol. A di o jyst ddim yn sticio droi drwyddi fel da ni'n arfer i weld. O wedyn yn syth wedyn, Penybont, chwaraewyr allan o safle, Kane Owen yn ddiog yn fanna, ball watching os lici di, ddim yn poeni am beth sydd tu ôl. Nathan Wood methu sticio efo Dan Williams, a wedyn am bloc gan Clay sydd wedi gwneud dro ar ôl tro yn yr hanner cynta. A ti jyst yn gweld yn fama, arbediad da, mae rhaid i ni roed sylw i'r gol geidwad, ac yn fama, sbi ar hon, bloc, gwybod lle i roed i gorffo, chwarae teg i Clay, ond yn amffodus i Penybont, doedd y look yna ddim am barhau.
Ti'n meddwl sôn am Jordan Williams, nath ni sôn amdano fe cyn y gêm, a fe gath gol agoriadol y gêm. A Owain, sa'n credu, neu fe sgorio cymaint o goliau mor hawdd ar un yma, yn ei arfa?
Mae o bron fatha bod ni'n gwybod beth o'n ni'n siarad am, pwy siarad am cyn y gêm yn dydi Sioned.
Ni yn trial.
Ond fel ymysodwr, dyna lle ti eisiau i weld o, mewn ardal lle o bosib mae'r bel yn medru syrthio. Wan, 9 gwaith allan o 10, eich bod y bel ddim yn syrthio fanna. A di Jordan Williams ddim yn gallu gwneud un byd. Ond, dal i fod yn y lle cywir, yn yr ardaloedd pwysig, a mi wneud i sgorio. Ac yn fama, mae rai fi gyfeirio at Clay eto. Mae'r bloc just cyn yn anhygoel. Oedd o'n heiddi cael chydig bach o sylw ar honna. So fod yn mynd yn viral os fysa Jordan Williams ddim wedi sgorio wedyn. Ond ia, a wedyn yn amlwg ar ôl y gol gynta, mae'r seintiau newydd jyst yn chwarae fo Penybont.
Gol rhif 22 o'r tymor i Jordan Williams. Rory Holden wedyn ni, fe gath yr assist ar gyfer y gol gynta, a fe gath yr ail gol i'r seintiau. Mae hon yn dipyn o ergyd.
Yndi, mae'n gol special. Amddiffynwr Williams ddim cweit wedi medru dod ar draws yn ddigon sydyn, ond chwarae teg i Dan Williams, fo sy'n creu, mae'n cyrraedd y croesiad, bod Penybont yn amddiffynol, dwi'n meddwl, croesiad cyntaf yn dod i fewn, a ma'n ormod arni, da ni'n teimlo'n ddigon cyffyrddus, sa'n byd yn mynd i ddigwydd yma. A cyn i chdi wybod, mae Dan Williams yn ymestyn, cael ei droed ar y bel, a wedyn Holden am ergyd gan y fo.
Fi'n credu un peth sy'n glir Owain, i ni ddim moyn bod yn rhy negyddol o ran Penybont, mae fe'n teimlo bach fel sesiwn ymarfer i'r seintiau newydd neu gwe. Maen nhw mor gyffyrddus, a i ni o bosib yn gweld gwahaniaeth mawr rhwng tîm fel Penybont sydd mond yn ymarfer dwywaith yr wythnos yn erbyn tîm fel y seintiau newydd yn amlwg sydd fan hyn pob dydd yn ymarfer.
Ie, dwi'n meddwl y peth mawr ydy, ti jyst yn disgwyl, os mae tîm sy'n ar y brig yn chwarae yn erbyn y tîm yn drydydd, ti'n disgwyl gêm chydig bach yn fwy cystadleol. Ond dyna pa mor dda di'r seintiau newydd, ac o'n i'n sôn yn yr hanner cyntaf am y ffaith, ti angen look efo pryd yn y tymor ti'n chwarae yn erbyn y seintiau newydd. Herwydd os ti'n chwarae yn erbyn nhw, pa maen nhw ar y rhediad fel maen nhw arno ar hyn o bryd, a mae bob dim yn clicio, a dyn nhw'n gorfod meddwl, mae'r symudiad, mae o fatha ail natur os lici di'r chwaraewyr, tîm mewn chydig bach o drwbl, ac yn amffodus i Penybont heddiw, dwi'n teimlo bod nhw'n gwynebu'r seintiau newydd ar yr amser anghywir iddyn nhw.
Be ti'n credu sydd eisiau i Penybont newid yn yr ail hanner, achos ti'n edrych ar y fainc, mae'n chwaraewyr ymwysodol iawn, mae 'da ti Chris Venables, Ethan Can o'r eto'n siarad amdano cyn y gêm. I ti'n gweld un o'r chwaraewyr yna yn cael effaith?
Wel, y peth mawr ydy, ti angen look. Nath nhw ddechrau'r gêm yn mynd chydig bach yn fwy uniongyrchol, ond swn i'n rhoi y ddau ymlaen. Swn i'n rhoi Can ac hefyd Venables ymlaen. Mae'r iddyn nhw'n ymwysodwyr, dyn nhw'n wedi cael sniff. Dyna di'r gwir. Felly mae newid y ddau yna yn gallu just adio rhywbeth bach o wahanol. Ti'n gwybod efo Venables, os ti'n cael opsiwn i roi croesiad i fyny i'r bocs, mae o'n mynd i fod yn yr ardaloedd i achosi problema. A Can, mae o'n sefyllfa lle, go on boi, her i ddangos beth ti'n gallu neud. Felly swn i'n rhoi y ddau ymlaen yn syth.
Rhywun arall sydd ar y fainc i Penybont yw Noah Daly. Nath e ymuno â nhw dros yr haf, ac i ni am fynd o Groes Aswallt i Glydach, achos clwb Pêl-drod Clydach, digwydd bod, yw clwb Pêl-drod Noah Daly, ac ath camerau Sgorio lawr yna i gael sgwrs gyda ambell i berson yn y clwb.
5 years ago, FC Clydach and Clydach Cricket Football Club came together. We merged our teams, so we had 2 senior teams, we had a bunch of junior teams between us, and we were always fighting for players, we were always fighting for facilities and funding and support, and it just made proper sense to us that we brought those teams together.
Pentre ydi yn Nghymtawe rhwng Abertawe a Pontardawe wedyn yr dref mwyaf agosau I ni wedyn.
So today we've got a local derby with Pontardawe Town. They'll be looking for revenge as we gave them a good beating up their place earlier on in the season, much to their surprise. So the team isn't having the best of times at the minute, but a good local derby usually can change that fortune for us.
Bit of a family affair for you as well. Just how many Dailies are involved in this club?
There's a few. My brother is the secretary, so he's the one putting pressure on me if we don't win. My other brother's the assistant manager. I've got a nephew who plays here. My other nephew used to play here. He's now playing straight for Penybont in the Cymru Prem. So yeah, there's a lot of people there. It's great if you win, not so good if you lose.
When are you expecting Noah back?
Oh, if only we could afford him, innit? We'd love to have him, but we enjoy watching that. There's other boys from the area. Caleb Demery, who's down at Swansea City as well now. So, you know, there's a real pride in not just the first team here, but seeing people go on and do well at the higher level if they can, yeah.
One of the youngsters who used to play for us is now playing for Manchester City. So that's where we are now, as a provider of that talent up there. And the hope is that we get the team up to the level where these locals don't need to go anywhere else.
Calmo started the start, and what a start it was for you. Took us through that lovely goal.
Yeah, it was a good goal, a good team goal, and then came to the edge of the box and it bobbled and it in the top corner. Like.
We saw today lots of the juniors and minis here watching. It's a real community club. You see in the first team here, the youngsters can see that pathway. There's a lot of local boys in there. We tend not to go out further than sort of 4 or 5 mile radius of Clydach, and there's people care then.
Be mae'r clwb yn ei roed i'r plant leol, yn nid i fi efo rhiant yn wych. Da ni fo tîm o bechgyn dechrau o 4-5 oed I fyny I seniors fel dyn gweld heddiw. Da ni fo tîm o merched wedyn dechrau 6 oed. Mae'r ferch gen I newid gychwyn dros oswetha yn y tîm dan 6.
We've gone from all round being about 200 members of the club to being over 500 members of the club now. Volunteers, from being about 3 or 4 people doing everything to having sort of 70 or 80 volunteers working with us all the time. We've got about 45 teams across all the age groups, boys and girls. The thing we try to do is make sure that we keep boys and girls equal. This year now we've got 2 women's senior teams as well as 3 men's senior teams. So from 9 o'clock on a Saturday morning through to 5 o'clock on a Sunday, there's football all day long. The groundsman, nobody wants to see him because the pitch has taken absolute hammering 24 hours over the weekend. And then in the spring there's football here every night, training every night of the week from like 5-6 o'clock till 8-9 o'clock at night.
Mae o'n gret awr pob nos fawr, a jyst gallu anghofio am y gwaith a edrych ar ôl y plant yna. Gweld nhw'n datblygu, dyna'r peth pwysicaf. Dwi'n tîm dan 9 bechgyn lle, a mae o'n gret I weld nhw'n datblygu ar y cae a godi ar y cae hefyd. Vets, so hwnna di'r cam nesaf wan fel clwb. Da ni o 6 oed I fyny gobeithio I 60. So da ni ar ein trydydd gêm fori. Aim I ni gael ydy bod ni fo tîm I fod gobeithio mewn cyngra erbyn tymor nesaf. So gan ni weld sydd eithi dros y misoedd nesaf wan.
yeah, it's been a tough few months for the club. You know, our last win was Ponty at the end of September, and it was nice to get another one over them today.
Oh, I was very pleased with the performance. The boys were outstanding from start to finish. We were on a bad run. We brought some players in, but there's a real energy, a real commitment and togetherness. And I think we saw that out there today. It's obviously done a double over them this year. This win's been a long time coming. I think we've shown today that we can match up against the best sides. The challenge for us now is to do that every week.
We want to get both of our men's and women's teams as high up the leagues as we possibly can. This season's is to stay in the Ardal where we are now, and we want to push further on than that. We don't think there's any limit. We think we've got the canvas here to build a club as high as we can. It's a small town these days. It's outgrown, as we say to our rivals, this bigger place in Pontardawe now. We've overtaken them, and we need to do that on the football pitch as well.
Mwy o bêl-drod byw I ddod penwythnos nesaf ac ail yn erbyn trydydd yw hi Penybont. Fe fydden nhw'n croesawu Cei Cona cyfan yn fyw dydd Sadwrn nesaf am gwarter wedi 12 yn fyw ar-lein ar blatfformau digidol Sgorio, S4C a BBC iPlayer wrth gwrs. Reit, ni'n barod I fynd ar gyfer yr ail hanner ma na newidiadau yn cael ei wneud, felly nôl yn ni nawr at ein tîmau sylwebu.
Welcome back. Changes, as you can see. Billy Borge coming on. Ethan Can as well. Interesting to see Jack Clay leaving. Great first half from Clay, but Can coming on. Can he make the difference? His former coach is next to me here, Dylan Blaine with Llanelli. Here we go. The Can era at Penybont kicking off then.
Yeah. Strange to see him in the blue shirt, 10 on the back, but he'll certainly be looking to make an impact here in this second half. Get Penybont back into this game.
What do you make of those changes? Interesting with Clay coming off. He's like a one-man wall at one stage, yeah, stopping TNS.
Seemed to get block after block, didn't he? Whether it's an injury or not, I'm not sure. But also the experience of Billy Borge is interesting to see Borge not starting. But whether they were looking for something different from Clay and Williams at the back there, but Borge certainly brings a bit of experience there. You see Can early here making that run in behind.
Yeah, Johan Phillips has come on, so it's well, it's a straight swap position-wise, but very different players, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, we forget how young Ethan is as well, you know, 23 years of age. As we see a break here for TNS early in the half.
Well, a third now would be game over for Penybont. Again, it's a bit frantic, but they keep them out. Yeah, as we've been mentioning the Penybont subs. No changes for the new Saints, but Brobel is clipped, it's a goal. Cruel for Penybont. You go in at half-time, 2-0 down, try and set up, and they strike straight away. Bit fortunate, but Ryan Brobel doesn't care. 250th appearance for the new Saints. 10 years since he arrived. He's still amongst the goals. That's his 10th for the season for Brobel. 3-0.
Yeah, he finds himself in the pocket, doesn't he? Just outside the box with a bit too much space. But this deflection gives the goalkeeper no chance. You know, he just gets a good strike on it, but the goalkeeper's going one way, and then the deflection off Baker moves the ball completely to the other side, and then no chance for the goalkeeper. So unfortunate start to this half for Penybont.
Dylan Blaine next to me, former player, former coach in this league. So as a coach, you've been in the changing room, you've had 15 minutes, you've made some subs, and then that happens. What on earth do you do?
Yeah, it's not ideal, is it? Probably before you've actually sat down, and we got Holden again here now.
Holden's through, Williams in the middle. Holden, support from Jeffries. He had so many options. Holden, especially Jeffries by the end of it. So do you now start thinking about damage limitation?
Yeah, I think, you know, in terms of the plan for Penybont, they've been trying to get up the field, but the first sort of 15 minutes, that was the sort of blueprint, wasn't it? When they get the ball, trying to make a few passes and retain the ball. But then, you know, once the goal first goes in, the second goes in, you're thinking, right, let's just set ourselves into this first half now. As we see the chance for Holden, it breaks through far too much space on the right here. Cuts in on his left, and then the block. There's the run here. Jeffries unmarked. You'd think he's got to pick his head up and roll him in there. A bit frustrating, I think, Jeffries there.
Woods challenging. Owen Pritchard. Kane Owen. Miles Davis to Woods. Cairns made a run near post. Keeper gets it. Nathan Shepherd.
Yeah, important for Penybont now. They do settle into this half now, isn't it? Try and get a bit of possession. Try and get further up the field. Good signs there in terms of Wood getting into good space. And that's the important bit in this next sort of 5 minutes.
Corness and the New Saints enjoying themselves. 10 points clear. That's what it looks like. Holden again, and now he passes to Jeffries. Farrell's there as well. Brobble. Farrell, strike, lovely strike, lovely save as well. So powerful, but to be fair, Armstrong did well.
Yeah, this looked a fantastic save live. The ball just breaks to Farrell, half volley, great strike. Yeah, strong hand, bottom hand, gets a strong hand to it, and then up quickly to get the ball again.
Strong arm, even. He got to do the joke. He was there on the plate. Open goal. Commentator couldn't miss. Well, this commentator could have missed, but got there eventually. Baker steps in. Woods. It's a race, bit too powerful.
Yeah, a bit frustrating there. There's a half a chance, isn't it? They'd won the ball back, misplaced pass, and then Wood makes the run into space, just needed it to feet at that stage, and he would have been 1v1.
Looks like the New Saints preparing a change as well, as they clip it out to Dan Williams. They're having some fun on the right at the minute. Start the second half. Holden again. Jordan Williams in the middle. Dan Williams. Holden wants it back. Well, they nearly reached Brobble again. Well, everything's landing nicely at the minute. Is it going to be a corner? Corner for the home side.
Yeah, they're onto everything, and they as well. When Penybont do break, they've got those holding midfielders high up the field to try and win that ball back towards the edge of the box on that second ball, so it just pins Penybont in then, and it means it can get those sustained attacks.
Corner. Start of the second half. Oh, another slick move from the corner. Holden gets his second. It's 4-0. Well, if that was from the training ground, it worked perfectly. Different type of corner from the New Saints. Same result. It's in the back of the net. It's 4-0 at the start of the second half. They're not messing about.
They're certainly not. We've seen a mixture of short corners from TNS here today. And this one now is Danny Williams that runs off the front post, and then he knows instinctively, planned move in toward that penalty spot area with Holden making the run, peeling in behind, and then for him it's just about a good contact on the ball with his left foot, keeps it low, and now 4 for TNS.
It looks lovely as a neutral. As a Penybont coach, would you be disappointed?
Yeah, it's clearly a planned move, isn't it? But, you know, you can see the waving of arms there in terms of frustrations from the players. They would have seen a mixture of corners from TNS in preparation, no doubt, and it's just about ensuring you've got players in the right positions at certain times, but difficult to stop when you've got such quality as well.
And there's been a change in the middle of all that. Isaac Jeffries has gone off. Adam Wilson coming on. And Holden's felt that. He's in a bit of pain here. So Wilson coming on.
A bit of contact in the midriff, I think, for Holden there. He's had a fantastic game so far. Yeah, we see him just coming together off the ball there. Accidental, I think, from Miles Davis there.
It looked innocuous, but it's obviously painful.
Sometimes those ones when you're not expecting them and then where you're maybe not looking and just comes in the side, they can be quite painful. So the bottom of the sort of rib area there. And with the form that he's come into today, TNS will certainly hope it's not anything long term.
Oh, there's more changes as we see Noah Daly preparing to come on, Chris Venables as well, and Venables back from suspension. 2 red cards in the space of 2 games. 3 red cards this season for Chris Venables. Incredible run for him. Despite what you say, you can argue both ways that he's been unlucky, but he's got to look at that as well and think, what's happened with these red cards? And we get 3 in a season. It's strange to look at the Penybont team now. They seem stronger now than when they kicked off. Dylan, with all these players coming off, when you've got Can, Venables and Daly coming on.
Yeah.
When it's 4-0.
Yeah. You know, the plan of having attackers on the bench was clearly to stay in the game and then bring them on with high energy when there's a bit more space on the field. Or to be in the game and bring them on. Mentioned how strong the bench looked pre-match. Now they're all on the field. Billy Borge as well, experienced player.
Clayton Green to Nathaniel Williams. Clipped on by Kane Owen. Owen's about to leave, looking for Can. Did well, got a free kick.
Yeah, I mentioned before the game about this channel down the left. It seems to be a pattern with Ethan. Joy's running in there, but 2 players around him there does well to just win the free kick in a dangerous position now. As we see the subs.
So Noah Daly coming on. Kane Owen leaves. Tough afternoon for Kane Owen. When you're playing fullback and the new Saints are just coming from every direction, it's going to be a long afternoon, isn't it?
It's a difficult job, yeah. Back 4 against this TNS team when they've got so much confidence and so much possession. You've got those overloads in the wide areas. Talk about wingers rolling in, fullbacks come in. The 10 rolling out into that position makes it really, really challenging for the fullbacks.
Well, Daly and Venables coming on in this position. They'll fancy this, won't they? Can there as well. They look so strong at the minute, Penybont. They're 4-0 down. They've played it short. Wood from distance. They'll get a corner. Maybe with the ammunition around the 6-yard box, it would have been better clipping it in. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, I tend to agree, but then you know, Wood did have quite a bit of space there, but it just seemed to take forever to get to him, and then that just gave TNS, I think it was Corness, just enough time to come and press the ball so that not allow a free shot.
Everybody on the far post for this corner. A lot of jostling in the middle. Can in the middle of it. Daly did well. Pritchard for Penybont. I think it's a goal kick. Comes to nothing. Jordan Williams celebrating there. That's how determined the new Saints are.
Yeah, they certainly, you know, you went through a lot of the scores earlier and there was quite a few clean sheets in there, and that's obviously something that this team prides himself on as well. Yes, obviously they're the highest scorers and they've been certainly at it today, but that clean sheet's important to them as well, as we saw.
Slight misunderstanding.
Yeah, not usual that you see that from TNS. Usually pretty accurate with their build-up play from the back, and bit of a misunderstanding, a bit loose there.
Clayton Green for Penybont. As Dylan mentioned, Dylan Blaine with me in commentary, the standards they set as it comes across, they'll be desperate to keep it clean. That's their target now, isn't it? Clean sheet. And Craig Harrison is the type of manager, if they concede, he'll be furious.
Yeah, certainly, and that's the culture, isn't it, that you need as serial champions, if you like.
Owen Pritchard takes it quickly. Miles Davis from distance. Will he strike it? Just a bit. Jordan Williams got his head to it. Jordan Williams on a mission to keep them out at the minute.
Yeah, enjoys himself in both boxes, isn't he? So useful when you have attacking players that you can bring them back on these set pieces and they can be so effective aerially and putting blocks and things in.
Miles Davis has never scored against the new Saints. You wouldn't mind changing that little stat this afternoon, I'm sure.
Same corner is on again here. Won't be onto his right. It'll be onto his left foot unless he does a cross. But
there's all sorts going in the box. Can in the middle of everything as Woods and Pritchard combine. Time and space. Blue shirts waiting for it. Venables, far post. And there's a little tussle with the goalkeeper. Clayton Green in the middle of it.
Yeah, nicely worked, and Venables peeling off to the back post, just obviously keen to keep it down and get his knee over the ball, which he does, but not quite the contact he was looking for.
Through again, another chance. Jordan Williams, we've seen his defensive work. Wilson, tricky, good save again from Armstrong. Wilson looking for his first goal of the season. Did well to find the space.
Yeah, Williams once more in between both defenders all of the time. You've got to be aware where he is, and then once he gets it here, hold up play. Wilson comes in, cuts back onto his right, and then strikes it well. And an excellent save once more.
2 top saves now in the second half from Armstrong. Brobble. More pressure from the New Saints. Top of the bar, over it goes. Goal kick.
In a pattern of short corners from TNS today. That's obviously something that they've been working on. This time looping header at the back post there, and looked like it was always going over, but Armstrong panicked a little bit towards the end there.
Bonham with the chance, half hour to go. Later today, top half, championship group, Barry face Colwyn Bay. Two sides are licking their wounds after the Welsh Cup last week, I'm sure. And then in the relegation zone, not quite relegation zone, bottom half we'll call it that, but there's a big game. Bala home to Cardiff Met. Bala could go down this year. Incredible considering recent success. Llanelli play Flint, all happening later on. Welsh clubs, Wrexham playing Millwall today, Swans playing tomorrow. Cardiff on their travels to Rotherham. Penybont trying to create. Newport County home to Grimsby. If you're following the Premier League, early game as Penybont from distance. I've got to mention this because I'm slightly obsessed with a Man United fan who hasn't cut his hair until they win 5 in a row. They're winning again against Spurs 1-0. And Buemo with a goal, Spurs down to 10. But is that Man United fan finally going to get a haircut? If that's not live on telly, on the pitch at Old Trafford for a game. 3 wins in a row for Michael Carrick. Can they make it 4? Well, Farrell just stepped in there. Pritchard waiting for it. Williams back to Corness.
Even out of possession, you saw just in that last sort of phase there, TNS so well drilled in terms of pressing the ball back. It just gives the Penybont players no time on the ball at all, and often then that forces the mistake, and then they regain possession and we fall into this usual pattern.
Redmond, like he's never been away, hasn't played since November. Danny Redmond looking for Williams. Borge got the header, important touch by Billy Borge. Back to Armstrong. Williams was hovering.
So time and time again we've said it, just in between those defenders. Hovering being that word, so you're not sure where he is, and then he makes that arc run.
Having a stunning season, Jordan Williams, 22 goals. On a crazy run at the minute as well amongst the goals. Holden looking for him again. He's made this Brobble this time. Oh, they know the game's won. They can enjoy themselves. Different to recently. A few narrow wins recently. Good run by Can. McGahey watching him. Ethan Can, new signing in the top flight, getting his chance in the top flight.
Yeah, and that's the bit for Ethan. It's a great run, and we know his physical attributes, but that's the bit where he just needs to make sure that he retains it and brings other players into play.
Got our eye on Penybont, so I'm sure the Welsh Cup goals against Penybont, then it's fair to say.
And the Welsh Cup in general, if you think of some of Ethan Can's best moments have been in the Welsh Cup, he certainly enjoys that cup. Think of the games against Haverfordwest as well.
Good win for them last night. Haverfordwest beating Britain Ferry 2-0, late goals. Late-ish anyway.
Yeah, always a difficult place to go. And that's 2 good results for them at Britain Ferry this year. The 1-0 win, I think, earlier in the season, late goal.
Looking comfortable-ish in 7th. Haverfordwest. Brobbles off. 250 league appearances. And there it is. Slight deflection. Not that he'll mind about that.
Yeah, maybe fortunate with his goal, but again, just a constant threat. Popping into spaces, making it very difficult for the Penybont defenders.
A lot going on here. Triple substitution. Ben Wilson coming on. So we've had Ben Clark, Ben Wilson and Dan Barton. Now Dan Barton's only joined yesterday from Cambridge. So a new signing, another new player. Plenty of tricks from Adam Wilson.
Yeah, cutting inside there. Lots of step overs, jinky run. It was a second challenge that came in there that just gave the foul away. Free kick in a dangerous position, yeah.
Robble, Redmond, Corness just went off. They know how to baffle a commentator. A couple of Williamses over the free kick. Danny or Jordan, take your pick.
2 Wilsons in the box as well.
If in doubt. I think Jordan Williams is going for this one. Fancies another goal. He's just waiting for the cruel deflection again to take it past Armstrong in the goal. Didn't happen this time.
Yeah. Notice no one underneath the wall, and he does go low. I think he's trying to go around the wall rather than under the wall. Sometimes you see that with teams where there isn't anyone lying down behind, that they do go, assume the wall's going to jump and then go underneath.
Here's Barton, the new signing from Cambridge, in his pink boots. He's been here a day, so let's see how he settles in with the new Saints. Barton, Wilson. Disappointing cross. 25 minutes to go, still 4-0. TNS about to go 10 points clear at the top of the league. Another title within reach. Clayton Green, a little bit of pressure there, did well.
Yeah, nice little comfortable build out in the end.
Familiar faces have left recently with Sizlevich and Josh Daniels. Bit of change for the new Saints. Interesting to see this version. Farrell, a new signing. Out to Wilson. Wilson wants to prove a point, looking for Jordan Williams. Boards didn't get there, Armstrong did. Venables deep. Looking for Can. Defence looking for the offside. Can doesn't hang about. Danny Williams got his tackle in. Corner for Penybont.
Yeah, good from Ethan Can. Constant threat on the last shoulder. Makes the run once more and then does well. Cuts inside. Danny Williams gets that ball onto his favoured right foot, but Williams with an excellent block returns. Maybe just shift the ball once more there, but excellent defending by Williams.
Halfway through the second half. Tough afternoon for Penybont. Again here. 6-2 last time out in October. That's 10 goals in 2 games. Miles Davis. Lovely cross from Miles Davis. McGahee's there. Wilson looking for Barton. Barton on a sub for his first appearance. Day after joining. Pritchard's battled hard all afternoon in midfield as well.
Yeah, it's been a difficult afternoon. As soon as they've won the ball back, there's been so much pressure on them all the time. They haven't had any time on the ball, which is what you expect when you come here to play against TNS in their home turf.
There's a cup final approaching as well. The New Saints meeting Barry end of the month
at Penybont.
Looking forward to that one. This is Wilson, one of the subs that came on. Big signing, Ben Wilson, in the summer. Scored at Penybont. They don't like to tell you how much they spent, but there's talk of around £200,000 on Ben Wilson. Started brightly, played the first 10 games, then didn't feature from the end of September to the start of December. At the point where you're starting to ask, where is he? Back he came. So here we go again. Wilson. Tricks are out now. Farrell, Barton. New names for the New Saints. An old favourite, Ben Clark, just lost his way. Borge got in there. Daly. And Can was offside. That could be an interesting partnership, Daly and Can.
Yeah, you mentioned before the game, I think that Ethan Can running those channels is going to really stretch teams, and it might leave spaces for the likes of Daly, Nathan Wood, as we've talked about. But that instance, just not quite linking up with the TNS team, just pressing out, and I think Ethan was offside if that ball had even gone to him.
Both have made the mark in the Cymru South. Can obviously with Llanelli in the Cymru Prem this season, but it's great to see players stepping up. Wilson for the New Saints, full of tricks. Armstrong watching it all the way.
Yeah, Noah Daly be so effective in the Cymru South. I think Alvin Lido to start with, and then Carmarthen Town, of course. Key player for them, and now stepping up with his opportunity in the Welsh Premier League.
Seeing Can again, he's just making those runs. Helps his teammates as well. They've got options. Got to throw in.
Yeah, he's so effective, both sides, just making those runs. Obviously, we talked a lot about his physical attributes, but we've seen already glimpses here of what Penybont can expect from him. And the important thing is that the players then are able to get up and support Ethan, so that when he makes all those runs, that he's got options available.
Facing Connors Keane next week, live on Sgorio. It's going to be an interesting game. Connors Keane, a great run. Pritchard with the flick to Miles Davis. Wood's been effective at times this afternoon. They've got the ammunition, maybe not here today against this team, but in general, Penybont have got the players.
Yeah, they certainly have. You go through the squad and the players, especially the ones, you know.
Oh, decent, lovely turn. Can trying to create the opportunity. Woods to Can again. We're going Wood, Can, Daly. Interesting.
Yeah, this is the combination for second half of the season, isn't it, for Penybont? This time Can just leaning back a little bit. Did well to just control it across his body there, but then with the pressure around him, he had to rush to get the shot off, and slightly off balance. That unfortunately goes over the bar for him.
He's coming into a team where he can train and learn from people like Chris Venables and Rhys Griffiths. Valuable experience there. As long as Venables doesn't teach him about red cards, he might be fine.
Yeah, I did hear him say that he thought he was at the right place for a striker to coach him. I'm not sure that what says about my coaching. Being more maybe defensive player, but yeah, it was an interesting one. And certainly Rhys Griffiths is exactly the person you want if you're a lead-the-line striker in this league, that's for sure.
In the last 20 minutes now, 4-0, the New Saints. I keep repeating, but it's significant. They're going to go 10 points clear. And it's nearly, in all honesty, you're just saying that's it. It'd be remarkable if they didn't win the title from this point.
Yeah, and what that does, isn't it, is that just relaxes them in every game as well, doesn't it? You know, you'd like to see when they've been put under pressure and see how.
Well, they were a few weeks. Connors Keane beat them a few weeks ago, and you're going, okay, let's see how they react, and they've done it. 3 victories. 1-0, 1-0, 2-1, and now today they seem to be stretching their legs.
Yeah, and this is substantial, isn't it, this one?
First against third, and it's 4-0. Says a lot. Farrell to Clark. Clark, such a valuable player for the New Saints, coming through the academy. Holden. Williams still full of running. Farrell to Wilson. Ben Wilson. Miles Davis mopping up for Penybont. Daly did well to Can. Well, initially did well and got the free kick.
Yeah, Daly, Can.
You can just see the partnership already, can't you?
You can see it, yeah. I think we're going to be saying that combination a lot in this last few months of the season.
We'll have to ask the coaching staff about maybe not team selection, but it's interesting when you see these guys. Why didn't they start, I guess, is the question. I know Ethan Can's had an injury issue since joining. You don't know what goes on in the week in training, do you?
Yeah, you don't know, yeah. There could be numerous reasons. But yeah, you set out with a game plan. But certainly now, having seen these players come on and the impact they can have once more, Ethan Can here.
Can again, just getting his toe to it, past McGahey, so lively. Clayton Green thought about it, eventually got the shot away. It's a corner for Penybont.
There are positive signs now, isn't there? We're seeing, we're mentioning a lot of these attacking players for Penybont in the last sort of 10 minutes or so, and there are positive signs. Clayton Green there joining the attack as well. We mentioned how important it is that Penybont get players up in support of these attacking players, and Green there with the shot and deflection. The short corner's been a pattern today. You may see it set up for Miles Davis again on the edge of the box. No, looks like this one's going in.
Owen Pritchard's corner. Blue shirts battling for everything. Shepherd in goal, does well. Wilson straight to Miles Davis. Miles to the outside of the boot. Didn't quite come off, but he can strike a ball, shall we say.
You can see the idea here. He lovely chest, and then it's the outside of the right foot, half volley, trying to find the back post.
Holden past Miles Davis. Jordan Williams on the wing, trying to create. Williams clears. Foul on Pritchard. Pritchard had a tough start to the season with injuries. Penybont to be glad to have him back. And Jordan Williams leaves the pitch with 15 to go. There it is. He got things rolling. Couldn't really miss. 22 for the season now for Jordan Williams. Another goal as Jordan Marshall comes on. So we got Williams, Wilson's. Jordan goes off and another Jordan Marshall comes on. Like the pattern. Very different type of player though. They'll change it about. All smiles on the new Saints bench. No surprise, 4-0 up, 10 points clear. Top afternoon. And the early finish as well. Can't be bad. Lunchtime kickoff.
Win-win.
They can go home to watch the rugby or the football, or they can even go shopping. Plenty of time to enjoy themselves. Whatever takes your fancy on a Saturday afternoon. Into the last 15 minutes. Jordan Williams having a great season and a great run of goals as well. 14 in his last 12 at the minute. As Wilson takes on Woods.
Looked tricky since coming on, hasn't he? The opportunities he's had to go 1v1. Lots of little drags and a jinky run.
Yeah, Wilson is in his second period here with the new Saints. Shepherd clears to Marshall. First touch, the sub. Jordan Marshall happy to join in. Ben Clark bothered him now with the captain's armband. Williams just keeping the ball now. Total control. Those are the former name of Total Network Solutions. Those are the days. Yeah. That was a shock when Mike Harris changed the name. Llansan Fried, suddenly Total Network Solutions. One of the first teams to take the sponsor's name, one of the first teams to bring on these 3G pitches. They've led the way in different ways over the years.
Yeah, I remember playing at the old ground in Llansanfraid.
Incredible, yeah.
That's a long time ago.
But we all laughed, I think, when this first pitch arrived, thinking it'll never catch on. To be fair, I think it did. Barton, new signing, tricky. And he looks like someone's going to settle in straight away with the new Saints as Wilson. Combined straight through the middle. Holden! That's the hat-trick. 5-star show for the new Saints. A slick move. Ends with Holden. Clear. In the middle. Penybont arguing amongst themselves, but Rory Holden hits a hat-trick. And TNS breaking clear again.
Well, he pops up with far too much space inside the box. And then it's a free pass into him. As we'd expect, perfect first touch. And then slots it away. But far too much space here in the box for Rory Holden, who's had a fantastic game out here today for the TNS.
Well, he deserves that. He has had a top game. 4 goals for the season before today. He's nearly doubled that in one afternoon.
Yeah, he's an outstanding football player. You know, just in terms of that awareness of what's around him, linking play. We're used to him sort of getting goals. Maybe not as many as he would have liked up until today. He certainly contributed today.
It can happen when you come here. But Penybont won't be happy conceding 5 after conceding 6 back in October when they were only 3 points behind the new Saints. When that final whistle goes, they'll be 20 points behind the new Saints. Some turnaround. The new Saints will be 10 points clear of Connah's Quay, and Connah's Quay themselves 10 points clear of Penybont. And Penybont and Connah's Quay meeting next week. Must win for Penybont if they've got any hope of clawing back the race for second. Or even that looks a long way away by now. As Clayton Green finds some space. Good work by Green. Thought about hitting it first time. Pritchard again, been busy all afternoon. Pritchard. Woods, 2 around him. Billy Borge. Woody Wiss. Green still up there. Venables, more or less the deepest player by now. Borge on the charge. Woods. Venables just lost his way. Wasn't the easiest pass to deal with, and they're off again. Wilson. Subs combining everywhere at the minute. Barton's an option. Wilson didn't really raise his head to have a look. He'll get a corner though.
Yeah, Penybont retaining the ball there and went a little bit expansive, didn't they, in terms of players rotating positions, and the danger then when you are expansive like that, if you give the ball away, then you're wide open in terms of counter-attack, and that's what we saw in that instance.
Fair play to the few fans. Brave fans. Penybont made the journey. Painful watch for Rhys Griffiths starting in suspension. Touchline ban. Hoping for better next week when they face Connah's Quay. And you're hoping doesn't get worse as Wilson whips it in. Armstrong to Holden, who's on fire right now. Rory Holden, who's already got a hat-trick. Another corner.
Yeah, he's had such a good game, hasn't he? Such a good game. Not just the goals, but as we mentioned, his all-round play. He's part of that front four that rotates in and out of different positions. They're happy to play wide, happy to be in the more central positions, have that awareness around them, play quickly, travel with the ball when they need to. Certainly had an impact today.
Barton, new signing. And again, it's a low corner. Not as effective as last one, but Penybont again weren't quite ready for it. It's not like they haven't been warned.
No, there's been plenty of corners to defend today, but what's been interesting is the variety, isn't it? They've obviously got so many different routines that they can run, depending on the situation in front of them.
Interesting. Barton, the new signing, he was back there with the defensive work. Craig Harrison will love to see that. Coming in as an attacking player, creative player, Barton. Defensive work, obvious, and he's there. Near post, Barton, he nearly. Interesting little cameo there if he'd have got that one in by Barton.
It'd have been an interesting one to have the little circle and line around him from where he defended in a left-back position to then nearly slotting it home on the front post.
Took a corner, made
Track
the
back.
clearance, and then got on the near post.
Yeah, you're spot on in terms of as coaches. That's exactly
They love that.
Dream type of player, isn't it?
Keep an eye on Dan Barton. New Saints, new signing. Ethan Kahn, little trick to get away from two. Superb by Kahn. Cross wasn't bad either. A few cameos late on in this game. Game's done, results-wise. Pritchard for Penybont again, away from Clark, gets a free kick.
Yeah, you're right. I think Rhys Griffiths will be more than pleased with the signs that Ethan Kahn has shown. And as you said, I've seen that over the years. But Pritchard cutting in here as if he was trying to create half a yard for a shot. Draws the foul. And now an opportunity. Very central, this one. Interesting to see which side the goalkeeper lines the wall up.
Venables is eyeing it up. Owen Pritchard there as well.
Looks like Venables.
New Saints won a clean sheet. Chris Venables hoping to strike. Over it goes.
Yeah, he'd be slightly disappointed not to hit the target. He's gone to try and get it up and down over the wall, but just a little bit too much on it.
Five to go, and it's 5-0.
Holden again, just finds that little bit of space. Comfortable then, switching the play.
Marshall. Wilson made the run, looked frustrated as well. He wanted the ball through, straight down the middle. Marshall's got another corner.
Yeah, frustrated not to get the ball, but you've got to understand the importance of those runs behind so that they force those defenders back, and then that creates the space for them to find those shorter passes. And you see it consistently with the TNS, making the right decisions at the right time to retain the ball or either to look for that killer pass.
Dan Barton with the corner for the new Saints, again causing problems. Penybont haven't dealt with corners.
They haven't looked comfortable, that's for sure.
And Barton challenging, causing problems. Another corner.
I think we read he looks like he is a TNS type player, I think was the quote, and certainly from the moments we've seen on the pitch here, he certainly does look that.
Well, he's come from Cambridge United, released in the summer, had a couple of injuries, but certainly looks dangerous. It's not good news for the rest of the league. Straight through to Nathan Shepherd, waiting for confirmation of man of the match. Welsh language colleagues Nick Barry and Owen Tudor-Jones. Owen Tudor-Jones will be deciding. I've got a good guess which way this one's going to go.
I think so.
You don't need to complicate it sometimes, do you?
No. I think there's been some fantastic performances on the field today, but there's been one standout, I'd say.
Certain players hit a hat-trick, and he's been everywhere, contributing in so many aspects as well. And off they go again, straight in the middle. Wilson, so simple. Ben Wilson gets his goal. Big signing in the summer. And Ben Wilson steps in. 7th of the season. And it's 6. Holden again in the middle of things. And again, Penybont have conceded 6, but Holden's everywhere.
Yeah, this time he finds himself out on the right. Just for the ball down the side, picks his head up, and then it's just about finding a good area. Puts it on a plate there for Wilson to finish and get his goal.
Strange little season for Ben Wilson. As we said, big signing in the summer. Penybont obviously asking for offside. Was he ahead of Holden? That's the question, I guess.
Yeah, the Penybont players certainly thought so, and difficult for us to see on the camera angle that we've got here. But they were certainly frustrated.
And now it's painful. 2-0 half-time. Conceded right at the start of the second half. And conceding right at the end as well. And the strange thing is, you'll still be picking up a few positives as far as Penybont are concerned. They've just lost 6-0.
Yeah. Can
you not dismiss this type of result against the New Saints as Wilson goes again? They're looking for another one, another coach. As a coach, as a club, you've lost 6-0. Obviously, it's painful, but because you're away at the New Saints, can you sort of go, all right, we'll park that, we'll move on?
I think you've got to. You have to look for certain positives. There'll be some in terms of some of the attacking play in the second half here, but you also, players have to be honest and look around and use this in terms of the rest of the season. It may be good that it's come early in the split, but another corner here.
Wilson, Holden's hovering on the far post, and over it goes. Bodenham up again.
Yeah, Bodenham is a threat as well, isn't he? When they bring forward, often wins that first header, first contact. In this instance, he finds himself towards the back post again. It's a high loopy corner, which makes it difficult for him backpedaling, but two around him and still gets that contact.
Mentioned the strength of the Penybont bench. When you look at what the New Saints have just done with Dan Barton, Ben Clark, Ben Wilson, Adam Wilson coming on, you're thinking, OK, interesting. Danny Davis isn't even in the squads today.
Well, that's what you can go through the players that probably aren't in the squad that have trained before the game or after the game as well. There's so much strength in depth.
Again, Can competing. Big boot from Shepherd. Woody Wiss underneath. Ben Clark for the New Saints. Marshall, one of the string of substitutes. Barton with the first touch, and Marshall's continued his run. They're looking for more. We'll quickly find out who the man of the match is. Star of the game, they say in Welsh. And there he is, confirmation. Hat-trick hero Rory Holden. He's also assisting, and he's also creating again for Barton, right at the death. Barton going for the far post, and they haven't cleared it. Could have gone anywhere. At least it's not 7, I suppose. Danny Williams got clattered in the first half. He's done well to keep going.
Yeah, they're ruthless, aren't they? Even at this area of the game, everyone wanting to get their opportunity in on goal.
Barton's obviously the man for corners, and he's spotted Holden again. Surely not another one. Armstrong did enough. Wilson. Oh, I know that it's late, but they're switching off from these corners. Wilson again. Bodenham far post. Venables on the line. And Clayton Green just glad to get rid of it.
Yeah, so threatening, aren't they? You could see a lovely lofted ball to the back post, and Bodenham once more, two around him, gets the contact off the line by Venables.
Clark to Farrell. Farrell's continued his run. He's worked hard. Owen Farrell. Oh, Can did well initially. Lost his way in these final few seconds. Just as we await the final whistle, Dylan. Surely there's no stopping them now, is there?
No, I don't think.
I don't mean today, by the way.
No, yeah. This game's done. But certainly they've been at their finest today, haven't they? It's been a difficult afternoon for Penybont. So many fantastic performances by the TNS players individually and collectively as a team. And yeah, now with this lead, difficult to see anyone stopping them once more.
And there we are. Confirmation all over for today. Hat-trick for Rory Holden. 3 points for the New Saints. Another goal for the league's top scorer, Jordan Williams. But significantly, 10 points clear. Ben Wilson came off the bench to hit another one as well. 6 goals, 10 points clear, 8 games to go. Another title within reach. for the new Saints. 17 titles in the bag. The 18th is fast approaching. Some performance painful for Penybont, conceding 6 again here, second time this season. But it can happen when you come up against the best, and they certainly are the best again in the Cymru Premier. Final score, New Saints 6, Penybont 0.
Well, Craig, 3 points, 6 goals. How pleased are you with your players and their efforts this afternoon?
Very pleased. I thought we started the game really sloppy in the first 15 minutes, where I thought we were really poor. But after that, we got after them. We stretched the game a lot more. We passed it better. Like I said, we were a bit sloppy the first 10, 15 minutes. But apart from that, I can't really criticise. From there, 6 goals, and to be fair, probably man the match is Penybont goalkeeper as well. He's made 4 or 5 great saves. I'm sure Rory Holden won't agree with that, with his hat-trick, but yeah, overall it's been a very good day.
It looks so comfortable for your players out there at times, Craig. What element pleased you the most?
I think the work rate, as usual. We know we've got good players, we know we've got technical players, but what keeps me happy is how hard the lads work. I don't think people realise, I don't think they get the credit they're due, how hard they work. Everyone associates TNS with passing and possession football, but they work really hard off the ball and work hard to get the ball and make it hard to play against.
You mentioned Rory Holden and his hat-trick. I believe that's 9 goals in all competitions for him now so far this season. Just a note on his performance today, but also overall this season. Yeah,
he's been fantastic. Rory, the great bit about Rory is he can play in multiple positions as well. Today he's played out on the right, out on the left back, number 10. So he's a real plus when you've got a player of his quality that can play in all them positions. Even though now we'd be a nightmare all week after that hat-trick. But yeah, I'm really pleased for him because he works hard and really pleased for him.
Finally, Craig, there's still a lot of football to be played, but it feels like you guys, you're hitting that rhythm at the perfect time now. Colwyn Bay away to come next weekend, and another golden opportunity to extend that lead at the top.
Yeah, it is, but it's a really tough game. They've got a really good record at home. You see that we drew at them early in the season. I think there's been 2 draws against Connah's Quay as well. So they're a tough team to play against. But the way we're playing at this moment in time, we're obviously full of confidence, and we'll be looking forward to that game. And yes, there's a lot of football to be played, but we've got getting players back fit as well. We've not really said much about it, but we've had at one point we had 6 or 7 key players out injured, and everyone's coming back now. And I think we've only got Harvey who's to come back. And we're pleased with that. And the competition for places on a Saturday makes the working week really tough and really competitive, which that's what we need.
Craig, thank you. Diolch.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Felly, dyma ni, mae yna benwthnos fysi arall dyma cipolwg ar y canlyniadau ni wedi cael hyd yn hyn. Fel o'n i'n sôn cyn y gêm, oedd hi'n yr un rhwng Connah a Chernarfon. Nithwr Seinti Newydd wrth gwrs yn sgorio 6 yn erbyn Penybont. Prynhawn Mag yn y 6 isaf, oedd hi'n treffoint holl bwysig I Hwlffordd Nithwr lawr yn Llansawel. Ac mae fe'n braf iawn nawr cael cwmni Rory Holden. Rory, huge congratulations. Your manager's just said you're going to be a bit of a nightmare this week because you're not going to shut up about this hat-trick. Just how much joy did you have out there today?
Yeah, it was a good result, and obviously pleased to get a hat-trick, my first career hat-trick, so it is, so yeah.
Congratulations on your first career hat-trick. I was about to start speaking Welsh with you then. I won't do that. Out of the 3 goals, have you got a favourite? Which one did you enjoy the most?
Probably my first one, to be honest.
We can see it here now, actually.
Yeah,
quite the shot from you.
I've never hit one like that with my right foot in my life, to be honest. And then, obviously, I think I scored 2 in my right, so I don't know what was going on today, to be honest.
Well, you'll deservedly so be being the player grabbing the headlines after your hat-trick. But just overall, how pleased are you with the performance to get 6 goals, 3 points against Penybont this afternoon?
Yeah, look, it was a good performance. To be fair, the first 20 minutes, I think Penybont were probably the better team. We started sloppy, then we got a goal at the right time, and from there just kicked on. The lads were excellent. Sort of what we worked on all week, we executed.
I just asked your manager the same question, Rory. There's still a lot of football to be played, but it seems like you guys, you're hitting momentum at the perfect time right now. Second half of the season, a golden opportunity to come next weekend to really extend that lead at the top. Just as a collective, you know, how are you guys feeling at the moment?
To be fair, we just take each game as it comes. Obviously, it's a cliche, but we do. Obviously, we've seen the result last night and knew that today, if we got a result, we would have been able to extend the lead at the top. But as I said, take each game as it comes and just try and get 3 points each time.
Yeah, 3 points each time, 3 points today, like I said. But I've got to say, you all seem to be really enjoying yourselves at the moment. There's so much competition in the squad as well for places. How healthy is that? Does that help you guys?
Yeah, of course. Like I think every team needs competition. Look, the lads that aren't starting today or even not in the squad, they're pushing everybody, so you know you got to go in and perform or you'll not be playing the next week.
Well, Rory, look, huge congratulations. You are our player of the match as well, so go and enjoy and gloat in that changing room.
Thank you very much. Cheers.
Felly, dyma'r sefyllfa o ran y chwech ucha. 10 pwynt o wahaniaeth nawr sydd rhwng y Seintiau Newydd a Chei Conna yn yr ail safle. Penybont fel 10 pwynt rhwng nhw a Chei Conna. Fe fydd y ddau yna yn wynebu I gilydd penwythnos nesa. Honna'n fyw ar Sgorio. I'm Clayton Green o Penybont. Clayton, thank you so much for coming over to talk to us. I mean, how tough was that one this afternoon for you guys?
Yeah, tough. So obviously, they're a good team, big old pitch. They move you about in some places you don't really want to go, and yeah, they moved the ball. But I thought we started off first 20 minutes pretty well, and then they had a period in the middle of that first half where they just sort of got control of the ball, had a load of chances, scored 2. And then when you go 2-0 down against them, it's tough because they can keep it at the back, they can hurt you in behind, so it becomes a long old day then.
Yeah, Craig Harrison just mentioned, you know, a strong start from Penybont. How difficult is it then, like you just mentioned, once they gain control of the game, especially in that midfield area, how difficult does the game become?
Yeah, it's tough. Any time anyone gets a result against TNS, usually you have to go 1-0 up or, you know, hold on 0-0 for a long period of time. And if they get that 1-0, 2-0 after 25, 30 minutes, you know, you're probably in for a long day. So, yeah, it is tough, but, you know, we've got an honest group of lads, we keep going. Yeah, ideally not lose 6-0, but, yeah, it was a tough one.
And look, Clayton, it's no secret Penybont are going through a sticky patch at the moment. It's 1 win in 8 now, I believe, in the league. Since you've joined the club, is this the most challenging period that you've experienced?
I'd say so, yeah. We had one sort of period where we were struggling around about the same time, around about January, February last year. And then we sort of kicked on again and got second place, which is what we were aiming for. And then this year we were sort of hoping for the same, but we had another sticky spell around about October, November. We had a bad run of results, and now we found ourselves in that place where we're top 6, but we probably can't get second or first. And we're just playing to get through to the playoffs now, which is frustrating because you want something to be on every game. But at the moment we find ourselves in that place where we're just sort of trying to keep ticking along. And yeah, I didn't realise it was 1 win in 8. I imagine there's been quite a few draws in there, which has been frustrating as well. But yeah, it has been a bit of a frustrating period.
I guess perspective is really important during a situation like this as well, Clayton. You're still third. You've got Connors Key at home to come next weekend.
Yeah.
How massive do you think that game is going to be just to regain some momentum that you're in need of?
Yeah, definitely. They've beaten us twice this season, so, you know, we want to try and get one back on them, definitely. And it is a big game. It is a big game. We're 10 points behind them now, so it's a big ask to go and chase them down. But if you win next week, then you never know.
Clayton, appreciate your time. Diolch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dyna ni. Wel, mae yna hen ddigon o bethau i edrych mlaen i ar S4C wythnos yma, ac mae'r cyfan yn dechrau ar heno nos lun pan fydd yr enwau'n cael eu tynnu mas o'r het ar gyfer rownd nesaf Cwpan Cymru, y rowndiau gynderfynol. A wedyn ni yn hwyrach y noson hynny holl uchafbwyntiau'r penwythnos, unwaith eto ar S4C ac eto ar nos Fawrth am hanner awr wedi 6. A fel o'n i just yn sôn gyda Clayton Green, y gêm fawr ail yn erbyn trydydd. Penybont yn erbyn Chei Conna yn fyw dydd Sadwrn nesaf am 4:10. A dyna ni triphwynt allweddol arall wrth i'r pencampwyr y Seintiau Newydd ymestyn eu brig nhw ar frig tabl uwch gyngrau'r Cymru, ond prynhawn i anghofio felly i dîm Penybont. Siwrne hir nôl i Rhys Griffiths a'i chwaraewyr a'i cefnogwyr nhw. Wel, dyna ni wrtho fi a'r tîm i gyd fan hyn yng Nghoes Oswestry. Diolch am eich cwmni chi heno. Joiwch y rygbi. Nos da.